Hello, everybody. Welcome to Reality TV Talk. I'm Nicholas, and today I'm joined by my guest co-host. Or I can't say guest; they are my co-hosts, Casey and is it Shad or Shad? I think it's
God.
Shad because it's Rush. Yeah, Shad. All right, so we are all here to talk about everything Real Housewives and everything about that, and everything going on because it's a lot. It's a lot going on. So even though Atlanta and Potomac, I have as the title, those are going to be the last because kind of like, you save the best for last. Oh, you're muted.
They're the main meal. That's what I said. They're the main meal.
Yeah, yeah. So who saw the Dallas leaked intro photo that's leaked on Twitter?
I took a little. I actually took a little glance into it. It's not the
Dallas
best.
doesn't
I do
interest
think
me.
it's not the best. It's sort of like if you want to do laundry, it's one of those series that it's a laundry kind of it's a laundry series. Like, oh, laundry. What are we
Mhm.
doing? We're watching the Housewives of Dallas. The I would say the pic looks very pre-production. It looks so it has to be an edit. It has to be a fan, that just got a very nice Adobe Pro. Their hands on a nice Adobe Pro, I would say. But it looks very weird. If you saw it?
Mhm. I don't know though, because Reed with the Reed, he's a Twitter person. He made his own edit, and his edit looked a lot better. So I think it's the actual screener.
Oh, that's embarrassing. I really do hope they go
I
back
think the
and
only thing with
fix
screeners
the
though is
screening.
that, because I know with screeners they say like at the beginning, anything you see is not the final product. So I
Yeah.
hope they have time to take Brandy out of the center because I have a problem with that. Like,
Oh, I didn't even notice she was in the center. I noticed that Tiffany was on the end, and it Tiffany's positioning, 'cause she's in the corner, and she looks like one of these photos is not fit, and
mhm,
it looks very weird because it does look a little. I know there's an overlaying. If you see it, you see like a flash to it. It looks a little. I would
mhm.
be so mad if Brandy. Uh, I would be so
I
mad
feel
if
like they
Brandy.
made that harder. They made it harder than it needed to be. All they needed to do was take Leanne out and put Tiffany in her spot, not redo
Right.
the entire thing. Especially not put Ratney in the middle. Okay, stop. Let me stop.
Here's the last.
And not put Brandy in the center when she's in the center of.
I do hope that was just a.
But it's
That's
like,
probably
what's
a
the
bad
point in putting
decision.
her in the center when what she's like? Okay, Leanne got reprimanded for her issues. What reprimand is Brandy get? Did she get a pay cut? She wasn't demoted. She's now in the center of the intro.
I sure hope she got a paycheck. I mean, not a paycheck, like a pay cut. Give her $5 for every episode she's on. Something very low. Oh no, we froze.
What happened?
I know. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, here we go. Okay, we're just refreshing, keeping
Okay, it
it.
says I'm back.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I had issues for like a whole second. I think it was Wi-Fi.
Okay. That Wi-Fi.
Oh, but yeah, I'm like, okay, Bravo, no tolerance policy yet. She's in the center of the intro. I don't. I'm not understanding it.
We also have to think about it. Bravo has a history. Like Bravo has a history to put people of that. I mean, Jen is a perfect example, but but I
Mm-hmm.
hope that what we do get, I do hope that this season is what is it, like Twitter influence, like that, like producers and editors actually look into like what is need to be said, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just it's gonna be background noise on the bootleg website. I'm not watching it live. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna watch it because I still want to talk trash about it, but I don't want to
Oh
give
yeah.
it views. No YouTube views. No nothing. I'm gonna be trashing Brandy every second she's on screen. You know.
Yeah. She's just gonna be a perfect easy, like she's gonna be an easy person to just drag, you know.
I wonder how her and Tiffany are going
Yeah.
to interact.
I want to see that like relationship develop.
Hmm.
If it's
I
something,
definitely don't want Brandy to get a victim edit.
I sure hope not. I feel like it's gonna be inevitable. I think if she's gonna be a victim in this whole situation. Like, if we know Bravo's history, like they're gonna like really like play into that victim card for her.
Hmm.
You know, because she has a. I mean, I realized that I was still following her, but it was because when I first saw the first season, I was like, oh, it was that hype of not having a new series. So I was like, I will love whatever woman you will give me. Like give me the platform. I like it. And then slowly, like I said, she's like an onion. Like Lisa Rinna, it's like an onion. Like as you get into the layers, you just realize like it's not trash, but it's like horrible. Not horrible, but it's not. It shouldn't be acceptable.
Okay. My bad. Just background stuff. Oh, but yeah, what was I about to say? Yeah, it's just gonna be background noise. I'm gonna be watching it on the bootleg site so I can talk trash. I'm not giving it views, nothing. Anything I see, I can see on Twitter. I don't know. And the trailer made it look fun too, but then I'm like, you're putting this in the center. That's my problem with it.
Yeah,
And
I
it
feel
just
like
makes me start to think that Bravo's activism is very performative because the whole way they did George Floyd stuff on Atlanta, it made me uncomfortable when they showed the footage of the whole George Floyd situation.
yeah, it's sort of. I mean, we understand that like the whole idea is escapism within like Bravo, and like that's what we are sort of leaning towards too. But we do have to like acknowledge, and I feel like with Dallas, it's gonna be of like let's ignore everything. And it could possibly be me just going into the season like very like with all these like bad, and they could probably turn it around and give us deliver us a good season. But with what we have
Hmm.
been given in like history, we just know not to expect or not to like expect the best or not expect the highest things from them. Like
Yeah.
it's another show where you could like press mute and you can fill in what they're sort of saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
you can be like,
Like Brandy
oh,
is gonna
because
be, I think she's talking dog. Da, 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 da. She's being fake and phony. You need to own it. Own it. Oh wait, that's Serena.
that's ridiculous.
And then
She took
Stephanie's
a
gonna be like, oh
turn
my
all of a
god, I love
sudden.
my best friend Brandy. She never does anything wrong. I never did anything. She's like amazing. She's my sister. I love her. I never do anything. I just sit here and commentate on everything. And then Cameron, Cameron, she's good for Dallas, but she really wouldn't be good on none of the other shows. Then Cameron's gonna be like, "This is not
Yes.
it. I don't
Yeah.
like this at all. Like, why is this going on?" And then Deandra, you either get, "I only have $200 in my bank account. I have mama
They
issues. I have mama issues."
she give us cringy rich,
And what else? Oh, and then
cringy
Carrie.
rich stories.
I really don't know what to say Carrie's gonna do because Leanne's not there. So I didn't
Carrie
watch
sort
season
of.
4 though. I only saw a clip. So
It's not. It's not the best season. I mean, it's Dallas. Like again, it's a laundry. It's a laundry. It is a laundry season, but the last season does get into a little like topics, and Leanne is properly, I would say properly disposed, not disposed, but like handling of Leanne was properly well.
Yeah, especially at
You
the
know,
reunion.
yeah. And then it made it very like weird because like that whole Brandy and like months after, or like I think it was the week of that moment where she called out for Leanne to sit down on the chair. And then like weeks after, that's when everything unveiled about her. And so it was sort of like, if anything, Dallas is a very scripted housewife series when it comes down to like trying to get the outside involvement. They are really structured with the way they are releasing certain things, I feel like, because they take themselves a little more serious than they should.
Yeah, I just can't get interest. I tried to get into
I
it.
think Dallas is tied with Beverly Hills. They're kind of like at the same level. I think early Beverly Hills was authentic, but now it's just like Erica is getting a divorce. I'm not getting a divorce. Don't ever say I'm getting a divorce. Don't put words in my mouth. I never said I'm getting a divorce. That article is lying. That is a lie. Don't ever do that again. You don't want to do that to me. And then Rena's gonna be like, "Well, you need to own it, Erica. You don't tell me what to do. You don't tell me what to do. You should go worry about your daughter. Go worry about your daughter." And then Garcelle's gonna be like, "These white people are crazy. Why did I sign this contract?" And then Kyle is gonna be like, "I don't like that everybody's fighting. You need to calm down. You need to calm down." And then Dorit, "I went shopping last week, and PK and I were very amazing. We love each other. Oh my gosh, the group is falling apart. I don't know what to say at all." And then Sutton, I think Sutton's gonna stand out. I think Sutton,
Yeah,
she's a Southern woman.
she's gonna be the star of season 11.
yeah. I feel like with Beverly Hills
I
is
was
that we
really
do
ready
have.
for this season to be the Teddy takedown. I just wanted them to slam
If anything,
with the
just
whole
bring her on
Arlen
as a
stuff.
friend. I would bring her on as a friend just so they can still drag her along, and not even give her the friend credit,
Have they ever taken
Like,
down a friend of the show?
I feel like there
Danielle.
have been Danielle, yeah, but she needed to be taken down, I can't think at the top of my head, but I know that like looking back, I'll be able to like name 4 or 5.
Oh, Zodiac. Danielle, Camille,
That one was
Zodiac.
deserved. Zodiac, really, I watched
I really
Atlanta
wish
this
stop saying
week.
Zodiac should come back to the show.
Those people need some sort of like give them both of their vaccines, give them both of them, like I would say because I was rewatching it this week for work, and it comes to a point where like you can just like for me early Atlanta I could only stand Kim for like 0.4 seconds, like 0.4, like once she starts talking, change, like fast forward. I do not.
fast forward to her scenes as well.
Oh my god, yes. It makes if you watch it, if you watch the series with her not being in it, it's a lot better. If there's an editor out there that would
Mm-mm.
want to like piece the show without of any of her, I would pay good money for all of that. I would pay really good money because Kim's like, I don't know. She just
Like Carlos
and
King did an interview with somebody, and he was saying, "Oh, Kim was great for the show, and I don't think another white woman will work on the show." I'm like, Carlos, shut up! Didn't you get fired?
Were they fired
Don't
him?
say what works for the show. You got fired for a reason. Cause
right.
I'm just like, you know, cause I'm
And
just
wait,
like, she
Carlos,
didn't work for
he
the
did
show once she married Croy. At that point, Carlos King,
what, season 8? Was it season 8
he's
and 8,
allegedly
9?
the one who told Meg. Um he did the first 2 seasons of Jersey. He was an executive producer, but he
But
was
he was
like a
like a
producer
PA.
on the show. And then he did Atlanta for yeah, and he did Atlanta for the most part. And then I think season 9 was when he became showrunner.
Okay.
It was either 8 or 9. And then pretty
Because
much after that season, he claimed he left, but I can't speak for what happened. I wasn't there. But if he is allegedly the one who told Phaedra to say that Candy wanted to rape Portia, I'm sorry, you got to go. Your work ethics are questionable.
I would love to get like a list of like executive producers that recommended certain housewives to just see like their mindset. Like, okay, like you recommended us to such and such. Like, I really want to know like who put Ramona on the screen and who's like, like like the Luann story. Like obviously like they're not all like I just want to have a documentary, like deep dive on like who put those wives together. That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was someone that was like, "Wow, this lady is wild, crazy. Quickly, get a camera on her."
Yeah, well, I'm so glad that they're adding
Mm-hmm.
people of color to New York. They got Bertie Shaw, and they have Ebony K. Williams.
Did you see that little mini tray?
I hate
It's
that
like
they're
a little
feuding.
tray. Who's feuding?
I'm
They're
sorry.
Wait,
allegedly feuding.
who?
Vershawn and Ebony.
I heard about that too.
Oh,
Allegedly.
allegedly, of course. We have to toss in that everywhere you go. They
See, that just makes me
Bravo.
mad because I'm like, they the only 2 black ones on the show. Why put them 2 against each other? If it's
There's a producer that's going to hell.
like that sucks.
There is a producer that is going to hell because he just sort of they, because I'm sort of generalizing that producer, but when I feel like there are moments in time, especially with like Salt Lake City, if you're watching, you can see when like producers are driving a story when they're really pushing the pedal on it, and you're just like, okay, enough. Like I understand they're like to the certain point, and I could definitely see, especially with like New York, they keep a story like very lit and well, and like I think that's because the formula with New York, I mean that's the great part of like each show. They have their own format, their own method, like that make them unique to each. And the problem is there are editors that I feel like we don't give, or we don't shed the light on the editors as much and the producers as much as we do as on the women, because we know, I think I've said this before, but like we know the women are not sitting there moving these episodes and trying to put, I can't see Erica, oh well this is my scene, like this is what. And a lot of people on Twitter, I feel like, jump towards them, jump at them and feel like they have all creative rights, and it's like at the end of the day, like we have to think about like who is trying to give us the story and why specifically.
Hmm.
But they released a little clip where Sonia
But
or
yeah,
like
that's Dallas. What else is going on? Beverly Hills, Erica. That's
Erica.
definitely something about the whole divorce, embezzling money. Allegedly, I don't know. I don't keep it. Who
Allegedly.
can tell me Beverly Hills? 'Cause
Doesn't it kind of give you
I
low
don't even
key
know what's
like
going on.
Karen Huger and Ray tax situation when she acted like she said I didn't know about Ray's what do they call it, trouble that he was in.
Right.
That's what it kind of makes me think of. Like you knew, you just didn't want to accept it, and you kept
Yes.
on stringing it along because you liked the benefits of it.
Sort of like the Teresa, Teresa of it all too.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because she did run with that storyline, and hers was a little bit more like New Jersey is it's just like I don't want to look as much on the screen. So there we go, because that's coming up. I
Hmm.
know that's one that is coming up in the next. We have a big headline of Real Housewives shows coming up, right? So we have at least this next week we'll have Atlanta, we'll have Potomac, we'll have Orange County,
Mm.
we'll have Salt Lake City. Orange County is a mess within itself. I just say reboot the whole series. Um, and that's it. And then we'll be receiving New Jersey, I'm hoping. What, in January? I mean, I'm not hoping, but
That's what I've been
I
saying.
just
I
want to
feel
keep
like I
FOMO.
have discernment with certain housewives because I'm like, oh, I don't like this person, and everybody is like, oh, you should like this person, and then I'm like, I don't know, and then I finally start warming up to them, and then there's a reason for me to not like them to begin with.
Oh, yeah. Teresa for me. Like 2 seconds into seeing Teresa for me.
That's where I currently am with Bronwyn.
Oh, I'm
You
going to
don't
be
like
very
Ron?
honest.
Like, okay, so for the people who don't know, there was a video that leaked on Twitter that Bronwyn's daughter Rowan uploaded, and she was talking about her eating disorders, and she was saying pretty much that Bronwyn was like attacking her, not like physically, but like verbally, saying like, "Oh, you won't even eat a vegetable," and she said something like she can't even stand to look at her, so she just put her at the house.
Oh, that's why she said fuck you, mom.
It's dark stuff. It really is dark stuff.
Mm.
It's sort of to the point where it's like, I don't know, like Bronwyn. Let's think about it. I'm on the fence with her too. I love her and support her, and then after every episode, I'm like, I go back on what I said. Like I go back and I'm like, oh, did I really mean it? She is a person that I feel like she knows there's a lot of things in her in her closet that she doesn't want out, and because of that, there is. And I'm not saying nothing about her being or being sober and all, because I think that's like very strong to do. Like to go into, I have a bottle of wine right here. Like to be sober is very hard, but the story about her with her daughter and that was. It's just like adding fuel. I feel like there's these. I don't know. There's fuel that like we just keep igniting to it.
But you know how it's gonna be painted, how she's gonna, kind of dress it up is the fact that she's a teenager and teenagers go through a lot of emotions and they lie.
Yeah.
That's the way she's
Right.
gonna.
Yeah, and that's I feel
I
like
just
we
found it
know that with
disgusting, and I feel like people were even trying to apologize for her when she was talking about, and I hit Sean. I'm like, what? You slapped this man across the face because you wanted alcohol? Like, I understand that is an issue that people go through, but you can't slap your husband in the face and be like, oh, I hit him. It's like, what?
it was. That's when I turned my TV off and I said, no, please don't admit to that. I mean, thank you for being truthful and honest and everything, but like, let's think about it. Like, what image are you presenting to to a, I mean, not a lot of people, obviously, because their viewers, the viewership is going a little bit down or whatnot, but
Especially because of Kelly Dodd.
right, every time Kelly Dodd talks, I just feel like, I just want to donate money to like any cause because she's just
Did y'all
horrible.
see she said she's black? Somebody was
Oh
expressing they didn't
God.
like that she
That
was
she said she was
talking about black issues in the way that she was. And she was like, I am black. Do you want to see my DNA in me?
Well,
Oh
honey,
my
just because
God.
you are doesn't mean,
Horrible.
And I'm just like, Kelly, shut up. You don't know what you are. I'm like,
Horrible. She is trash. Just someone that
she's
it
so
says on your
disgusting.
screen.
Like,
Yeah.
I didn't like how she was being about the whole about the COVID situation, but I'm not gonna get mad at you because you don't want to wear a mask because now your mama is sick. So what can I do about that? I don't care about her political stance because they all are MAGA. Even if they say they're not, they probably are. It's Orange County. But with the black stuff, I'm a black person. I didn't like it. I didn't appreciate it. So I'm just like, Kelly, it's time for you to sit down and be quiet. Because if a black person run up on you and knock you down, then you want to cry the victim. I already know that's what you're gonna want to do. So don't stop talking if you don't want the response.
Right. Yes. She is one of those persons that is
She has a
like,
lot of mouth, but she ain't gonna do nothing.
and when she can be the victim, you know.
You're filming the reunion today.
And she's like,
I was
everybody's
just,
overreacting. Everybody's sensitive.
they're so, he's so funny.
No, I saw a picture. Somebody said that Bronwyn showed up wearing Brooks Marks jumpsuit, Meredith's son. Of course she is. She's trying to be friends with everybody. I'm like, just pathetic. Like, I understand if you have your friends and whatever and you want to meet them or whatever, but she's literally a fan. Like, everybody said Jackie was a fan. Jackie was not a fan. Maybe she was a fan, but Bronwyn is a fan.
That's what I also wanted to say, that like there comes to a point, like with Jen, she is like, there are housewives that we know that like know that they're being, that they're playing a character and like this is what they're presenting, Giselle and like other people and stuff. But there are, and that what makes certain people so like turned away from series, because I think with Jen, she's playing that like that being over the top, and like sometimes you just gotta like let yourself be loved by others by just being authentic. And if that is her being authentic, it's not coming off as authentic, And I think with Bronwyn,
I
she
don't
is.
mind it with Jen though, because I don't in the sense it's not the same level as Bronwyn. Because Bronwyn, we're in a pandemic and she traveling the country just to meet
Around the
all her
world.
favorite housewives and be their best friends. Jen just wants attention, and I'm here for it. I don't mind it from Jen. If Bronwyn just came on and she wanted attention, that's fine. Jen isn't fighting her kids, and she's not being mean to her kids. She ain't slapping her husband. So, you know what? I'm okay with Jen Shaw. I don't mind her.
Yeah, but I think with Bronwyn, I like when they give the nod to another. Like, I like when I see a retweeted photo, and I like the support from one another. But when it comes to like when they're being consumed, and I feel like Bronwyn did a whole press tour, just like this whole pandemic, she did a whole press tour to like overcompensate for how her character was going to come off, I think. Right. And I feel like, yeah, I hate that she was wearing the jumpsuit. It was just, I mean, it's a jumpsuit, like I saw the price, and that's like an
Like, what's
expensive, it's very expensive. It was so weird. I want to say that I went from one day where it was not sold out, And I was like, let me see the prices. Maybe I might buy one, or maybe I might not. I just wanted to see how much people are paying for it. And like people are paying like $75 for like one top. Yeah, so the top is like $75, and then like the bottom is
Mhm.
obviously $75. And I
Oh
checked, it
god.
was yeah, it's a
Uh-uh.
ripoff. It's a
That is
ripoff.
too
Like you
bland
can
and boring for $75. That is white
go to
privilege right there. When you
150.
sell something for $75, everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, it's so amazing! I'm gonna go buy it," and it's ugly. It's not even an ugly
It's like, do you know the amount of like the amount
jumpsuit,
of
but
tracksuits that
that's
I can
something you
go
buy at the
to?
clearance with that.
You can go to Walmart or like anywhere and buy like 50 of them for like the price of like one, you know? And so from one day to
Mhm.
another, it was not sold out. And then like I checked another day, and it was like another day, like literally 2 days. Everything was sold out. And I'm like, there's no way. There was no traffic. I cannot, I don't think that it was properly sold out because his dad is a corporate. What does his dad do? His dad purchases clothes, right? Is that correct? I don't think that's right, but I know like in their family they they have a big distribution for like clothing. I feel like that's what Meredith said one time, and that just like for me it was like red flag. Like
Mhm.
one day you're all there, and then like 2 days later it's all sold out. I don't know. I'm a conspiracy theory when it comes down to just to Brooks, because Brooks is a whole story within itself. Like give me a before, where were they before Housewives story on him. I know it's not going to be interesting, but
Can you hear me?
yes. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Did he know his mic is off?
Nicholas.
Does he maybe maybe he has to step away for a quick second?
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, well, but you're right. Bronwyn,
Did a whole press tour this
yeah, because
pandemic.
because I'm telling you on the show, it seems so different than what she
Oh,
portrays.
right, yeah, I feel like she's speaking something differently, and then like when you look at her like public image, it's the opposite of what she's going for. Like the whole mask thing, and like I feel like we've seen a lot of photo of her with other people, and I don't think masks have been taken. Granted, I don't stay much in the loop of her Instagram to be like, like, oh, like, but I do know that she went to Potomac, she was in New York, like she did like this, she did this, and I'm just like, wow, it must be great to just not worry about like where your income is coming. Like it must be great.
Yeah, because she's living off her husband.
Yes, and honestly, like if that's an open relationship and
All
that's
right, I'm
what
back. Yeah, I
they're
had to
doing.
grab me some food.
Okay, I should have a shot. But like with Bronwyn, like if
So what did
that
I
is the
miss?
whole what we were just talking shortly about, like Bronwyn and how she is preaching and giving us something differently than what we are seeing on the show. It's hard because like we see like the Kelly Dodd and like the Elizabeths trying to like make up for what they're saying, but it's like no, like we know you don't. We know you don't. We like, and I say we, it's collectively. Like I would say, just like people who see them in a public image know that they're not, they're not. What am I trying to say? Like they're not. Like, they're just like they know how to please a crowd. Like with Kelly Dodd apologizing and Elizabeth doing her tours right now. Like it's just I don't know. Like I want this. I want OC to just be removed, toss it away. It's time for a reboot. I don't know, like call it the Real Housewives of like a different part of Orange County, but still like you know what I'm saying? Like still have it like Real Housewives of Orange County, but like we're only focusing on legit only like a community of a smaller group because like it is very broad now. I feel like it could be anyone. Well, I mean, granted, all of them are living on the same street, they said, or like close to the same street. But like I think it's time for us to as people just to like listen to new stories. I'm sort of like I would want a complete reboot of Orange County with like
Yes.
right, like a complete like go back to the first season and let's take Gina and like go into Gina route or like another person, anybody honestly, somebody that was just a little bit more there. And I mean like more like present to like
What I don't
reality.
personally like is that Bronwyn is going out. I just don't like that Bronwyn is trying to produce the entire show. Like I know some housewives produce themselves, but she's out here giving press talking about, oh, everybody else is racist. I'm the only one that cares about the cause. And then you have Kelly talking about you hired a professional photographer to go to the thing with you. And I'm like, oh no.
Yeah,
Just when I gave some credit, I was starting to give some credit. So if I have to pick one person who I think is behaving the best, I think it's Gina.
Oh, you see, I'm hesitant.
I'm saying Braun
but
was talking about she's this progressive housewife. She's doing all this. She's doing all this. Gina has gotten on a Zoom call with Giselle. She listened to what Giselle had to say. Giselle interrupted Kelly when Kelly was talking a bunch of nonsense. I'm sorry, Bronwyn. I'm gonna have to give it to Gina. She's doing better than you.
Okay. I would say, oh my god, it's hard. I don't think I've been slowly watching this season, but like from afar, like I'll wait, like from a very like, because I actually like have I've been watching Bravo for such a long time that I feel like it's necessary for me to have a cable subscription in some form and way. And for OC, because since you recorded, they count it. So that's one of the shows that like I don't record it and I wait until their time period for that show is out, which is like a week and a half or so, to actually watch that recording of the show, if that makes sense. So like right now I'll be watching something that premiered 2 weeks ago or a week ago, just so they don't get the ratings. It sounds horrible and it sounds very petty, but like I give me a whole different show. Give me a whole different show. Give me a Heather, bring her back. Bring Heather back and do stuff with her. But I reboot Orange County. I would love it. I would love to see it. I would love to see it.
For
please.
sure.
Right. And then I mean, there's also like it's hard, to find the perfect person now being in 2020. I feel like in 2020 it's so hard to find somebody that's going to be authentic, that's going to be like just like down to earth, like that person that we're looking for, because a lot of people, let's be honest, know what that camera is, know what the formula is, know what a reality like personality is, and so they will really like jump on it. And at least it's hard to sort of like decipher like who's going to be authentic and who's going to be real. And I thought that was going to be with Erica. But it definitely is not, because she
once Erica
gave
got
that
into the inner circle, she just started kissing up.
Yeah, when she started to be quiet around scenes, that's when I had a hard time because I feel like Kyle and Lisa Vanderpump had to like have talked to her, had talked to her bad, for her to get into such a reserved place. Because I feel like after her second season, she's just like, a player in the side. She fills a seat.
Hmm. Yeah, after season 7, she just has one good moment of season. Season 8, it was don't ever do that. Don't talk to me like that. Don't ever do that. And then
Yeah.
season 9, it was can I just talk to Kyle, or you trying to play me, or you setting me up, whatever she said. And then season 10, it was mother effer, I'm out. And I'm just like, okay. All right, Erica.
All right, Miss Erica. With this season,
You
I was
out.
gonna
You should
say
be
earlier.
out the show.
I was gonna say with this season is that we get a lot of great players, and that's the problem. Is that we have a lot of like great players and we do speak of them. We have a lot of great players, and sometimes it's hard to like understand that it's time. It's okay to say no to certain people. It's okay to not say
Mm-hmm.
to not bring Erica back. Like it's completely fine, or like there are like these certain things that
Mm-hmm.
people get scared, and Beverly Hills has a very very territorial community base. I would say that they're like some are toxic, some are great, and I mean everywhere you're gonna have either a toxic or a good place or a good fandom. But
Mm-hmm.
um, Beverly Hills, I would say, has like a very trying because they tried so hard to develop a show. Because I mean that
Mm-hmm.
early Beverly Hills was iconic. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean
Mm-mm-mm.
she's gonna give us everything we wanted. Erica's finally giving us a storyline, even if it's a behind the scenes storyline that we'll remember, where she like if she allures to a or she talks about somebody else as a relationship, like we'll know that she's talking about you know the other thing, because I don't think she's gonna talk about it on camera. But Lisa Rinna did say like, oh,
Mm-mm.
she's gonna talk about it. Oh, you bet believe she's gonna talk about it. And I'm like, oh, stop it, Rinna. Like,
She hypes things up.
yes, yeah.
And her and
Give
Garcelle
Lisa.
get on either right now.
I'm excited to see that that interaction between them two, because I feel like if anything, the power shift is changing in Beverly Hills, and it's time. I feel like it's time for that change. Because none of these ladies live in Beverly Hills anymore, and it's sort of getting to that point where like, yes, we know you're talking about a certain zip code, but like Erica is in Pasadena, so makes me think.
Do you think they should bring Lisa Vanderpump back?
No.
That's difficult. I mean, I would say no right away. Yes, no right away, but give her no. Never mind. I was really trying to defend her and try to see if could we,
Hmm?
but I don't think she deserves the
Okay,
time
it was like
right now.
What about
Like,
Brandy?
oh no, I'm not a
it's
fan
good.
of
I like
Brandy.
the flavor.
I was a fan of Brandy, like early Brandy. Like first two seasons, she was great. She was fantastic. But this past season, you just sort of know when someone's being inauthentic and when they're trying to do it for a paycheck. And for Brandy, I feel like that's the storyline. She
Oh,
was
I don't
like,
need it. I
let me
just put
jump
it on
on,
top though.
let me jump on somebody that I can get a storyline from. If anybody, I would want them to bring back like
I
an
gotta put this
Adrian
back
or
in.
Luke, you know?
Who?
Adrienne Maloof.
Oh, okay, yeah, I liked her.
Either her or like I would love a Taylor Armstrong, but ideally let's not do that with Taylor. Let's not. Like she's already gone through a lot. She's been a great soldier and she's done what she's can. We don't support her
I honestly
now,
think they
but
should have brought on one of Garcelle's friends. Another one of Garcelle's.
yes. Honestly, there's so much missing in Beverly Hills. And I do hope that this season and the next season, like I was talking about it, that I do hope that they change the whole scene of Beverly Hills and give us like actresses that had like developed names, a little bit more developed names or like known names, but not to the extent of Lisa Rinna, if that makes myself like somewhere in
Because Kathy
between
Hilton's going to
Denise.
be on there. That should be interesting with
Who?
Kyle. If you know how her siblings.
Kathy. Oh yes, I heard the tabloids that Kyle got. She's got very jealous that crew is like liking Kathy and they're filming more for Kathy, and she's getting a little bit jealous. And I'm like, I need her to yell at like a production because they're filming for Kathy. I want to see that on my screen. I want like Kathy taking a scene away from Kyle and Kyle freaking out in the back scene, like give me something, Kyle. Don't just steal my goddamn house. Like give me something, you know. But I'm and what's her name? Is it Crystal?
Hmm?
Yeah,
Minkoff.
Crystal.
Is it
Crystal
Crystal?
Minkoff.
Crystal? Minkoff, yeah. She's gonna be a great selection to the group too. Now I do hope that we do get like dramatic demotions, with like Erica being a huge demotion and like well, I mean we had Teddy, which is the best emotion of them all. It's like a Christmas present for everybody. But
I've been so glad that they fired her.
me too. It was sort of like, if anything, that's when I knew like 2020 was turning around. When I heard of her firing, I was like, oh, we're gonna be good. We're gonna get out of this pretty soon. I'm like, anytime sooner. Like I would have to say her firing was a great, her and Jack, both of their firing, whew,
You see
great
what they
people to
should have
never
did?
see.
They should have gave Will Smith's ex-wife, which is Garcelle's friend. They should have gave her a diamond.
Oh
I don't think
yeah.
so.
Oh,
I
Say it
don't
again.
think so.
Why?
why?
Y'all gonna call her boring as soon as she get on there. She is not the type of housewife y'all
There,
think
we
she
have to
is.
come. We have to come to realization that like, every, it's gonna be hard to like get everybody's cup of tea. Like, it's gonna be hard to please everybody all around. And I think when we stop to or when we get out of that mindset, when we're like getting out of that mindset, and how does she work for the group? That's what I want to see. Where it's like more of like not more of like, oh, like there were some additions, like Kim Fields and like Jules, like those certain housewives were like they weren't needed, but for that season that they were given to us, they fit. They welled, and even if it's just a one season thing, we need to like come to that like appreciation of wives. I would say,
Black Carlton and Joyce.
Oh God, though they deserved Housewives series or shows seasons, but not on the same season. Like don't put those two on the exact same seasons because
Yeah,
there was
Joyce should have stayed. I liked it Joyce
Joyce.
the best.
Yeah, because I mean, for me, she fit and gave that mode of like a Beverly Hills house, like the idea of a housewife. For me, coming from Aladdin, like somebody that could say like, oh, she speaks Spanish, like just that, like seeing her on my screen, it opened a little bit of like, ooh, hopes and like just that. And Joyce did go off and she did go on and do the Rica Famosas Latina show, which was really great, but that was more of like scripted reality, which is weird.
Yeah, Brandy almost turned me off because of her. To my, what are you,
Yeah.
black? You can't see
Oh
it.
my
I was
God.
like,
Right? And then that's what I'm saying.
Brandy.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's, I feel like those moments where you're just like, you were so great for the show. And then like, stop, you know, like there should really be somebody on production that just holds these ladies accountable a little bit more. Like, I don't know, get somebody on Teddy's on the accounting, whatever she does, like get one of her team members to just be on the set and be like, hey, do you really want to say that? You know, I don't know, send them a text or like,
You know what I thought was interesting too?
mhm.
Teddy suggested Crystal Minko.
Oh, wow, that's embarrassing to say like, hey, I'm gonna like invite my friend to this, but you're getting fired. Like, she gave the friend a job, and I'm happy for that. I'm happy. The producers must have been very sick with. It's just, yeah. Teddy gives us nothing. There's one thing that she did give us was that moment where she was waiting with Dorit, and I, till this day, I try to look for that gift. I honestly do try to look for that gift where she's sitting there with the water and she's like, you know, crying because she's waiting and the time is passing by. But I cannot find that gift at all. Like it's nowhere online. I can't find it on Twitter. Even if you put like petty, boring, sitting, you know, like every kind of way of describing it, you can't find her. You can't find that. And I need somebody to get me that.
I needed Sutton to get a diamond. She worked hard for that.
Yes. And she worked really hard for hers. And I do hope that we get I do hope she gets this diamond. You know? Like give
They
us
should have took
everything.
Denise place.
I hope. I wish there was like a moment in time where like Denise sent in a text message and said like, here's your diamond, you know, or like literally just send her a diamond emoji and be like, you know, you're welcome. I wish they could give their diamonds away to another one, almost like choosing the next person in line, you know. And there being a ceremony at the reunion where like at the end of it, like, who are you gonna give your diamond to? And like, you know, oh, I'm gonna keep my diamond. And then, you know, Andy is like, no, we're gonna actually take the diamond and we're gonna give it to somebody else. I need that. You know, I want that metaphorical like conversation on a camera at any time.
Do you like Kim Richards?
Yes, she was a great addition for the show because she was like that idea of like a, you know, your was she a 90s kid? No, she was like a, you know, your teenage child, washed up child. I feel like she gave us everything for that. You know, are you a fan of Kim Richards?
Mm-hmm.
Love
Right?
her.
Everything.
Count Richards.
I love in season 10 when she was
I
talking
love
to Rena and
turtles.
she was like, "Oh, we're related now." And Rena was like, "I've been praying for you," and Kim was like, "I haven't."
And that's the great thing about that is honestly the best thing about Kim that there's no you don't have to produce around her. You know, like she is so like self unaware, which I love. You know, with her, and even or maybe she's just a really great actress. You know, maybe it is that she's a great actress. But
And she didn't like
Kim
Lisa
Richards,
Rinna.
and she could carry a whole season on her own. That's what we don't understand is that Kim Richards. Don't give me anybody else. Give me a whole show on just like the Richards, like you know, like sort of like a Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but like a Keeping Up with the Richards, and it's Kim, not it's Kim Richards and like Kyle, just so we can get her away from Beverly Hills, so we can fill that spot with another person. You know, I'm just saying because we need every valuable player on any scene. You know,
Yeah, I think
Beverly
Cal
Hills
has
is
done her part. She needs to,
right.
or
Yes.
demote her to her friend.
Yeah, or just how like not even a friend where we just know of her on the camera and then we just acknowledge her as like a think of like a what was Lisa Vanderpump's rest in peace dog, Iggy? Like that character, like give us that idea, but like so we just don't have to like spend on promotion shoots, on a camera shoot, on a a promo look, an intro look. Like I don't want that money to be wasted. I want that money to be allocated towards another person. I feel like if you give 10 years worth of work and your work is like C plus, yay! Like congratulations, you have C plus worth of like give us something a little bit more, you know. Like I feel like what has been Kyle's biggest contribution besides the show, besides the format of the show, and a couple of like iconic scenes and iconic moments, but like nothing to the point where I'm like I'm gonna sit there and spend most of my time focused, worried around her,
I only want Ren if we're getting Nicolette Sheridan.
Yes, I would be here to see that. I would need that. I'm ready for that. And then
But
also,
Andy is licking booty right now. Talking about, oh, she's gonna cause controversy if she's on the show. Andy, shut up. Ain't that what you want? Is that not what you want?
Yeah, because I would watch it for real.
Allegedly.
Oh, let me ask you guys a question. Would you be for Nene joining the Beverly Hills Housewives?
ooh, she's on. Let's be honest. Nene
Coming
is
back.
on payroll. She's on payroll in some form, way to Bravo.
Nene's friends with Kyle somehow.
Yeah, and I just don't
What?
think I don't think she would be a great fit if Kyle and Lisa Rinna and Erica were involved. I don't think those. I don't. There's just a lot of personalities, and Nene needs to be on her own a little to sort of shine. Because I feel like with Nene, she's great when she can deliver, and when she knows she doesn't deliver, she sort of like works on moving the attention from her, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
But I would
would just
want
like to see.
I would want Nene on like sort of toss her in there to like New York, right? Like something about like the New York vibe. Like I feel like she would, if any of the cast, I think she would fit well either with that or with Beverly Hills. I mean, if the cast is right, let's say that if
I
the cast
want
is
Nene
right
versus
for Beverly
Leo.
Friends were great.
Yes,
What do you say?
Nene and Leah like versus. I would want to see a table, like a fight, not a fight, like a you sat in my seat or
Leah
something.
versus Nene?
Yeah, that's what he said. Oh no, that's why. I think that would be best. I would want to see Leah like in that moment and like in that moment where like you could press pause and she knows that she's about to be dragged through wherever she's going through. I want to see that moment.
Ramona and Nene.
Oh,
They
now
would be
that would be
friends.
prayers. I'm gonna put that
Like
on
I
my
feel like
Christmas
Nene would
list.
come on and befriend the OGs and then go against maybe everybody else.
The thing is that with Nene, like, give her a show on her own, but like make it like a 20-minute like show. Like don't let's not make this
Mhm.
as like that. There was that show with
But speaking
Kim.
of Nene,
Yeah.
let's talk about Atlanta in
Whew.
this recent episode. I'm loving Drew Sidora. I knew I was gonna love her, and I still do. She is very much that girl. Latoya was doing too much. I'm not really vibing with her, but I think she's good for the show. Because what I'm not gonna do is be like the Housewives Twitter and just be like, "Oh, fire Latoya." No, she's what we need.
Yeah.
We need thirsty people who are not trying to like everybody.
Yes. We need more Kenyas. Well, Kenya. But we need more. We need more players that's willing to like get like into situations where it could be uncomfortable.
I have a hard time feeling sorry
Hmm.
for Kenya.
I would not
Oh, me
have a
too.
problem with
You
the
got
show
yourself
being
into that
cast around
situation.
Kenya, Sheree, Shamari, Drew, and Latoya. Cast around those five. And Marlo as a friend.
Marlo needs a peach. Well, I mean, by this time, if you're not gonna get the peach, like, just get a
So
show.
what?
You know,
So what you're saying?
get a
You're
show.
tired of Cynthia, Candy, Fiction.
Oh,
Hint.
Jaquanda, you have to click on the link right here. It's on the chat. You just have to click on that link, and that's how you call in. It's in the chat.
1 second. Wait 1 second. I have to fix my eyes. No, that was just me.
But yeah, so Atlanta, I don't really want to get too deep into Atlanta. I feel like it was a great episode. I think that should have been the premiere.
Yeah. Atlanta is giving us a great transition from Potomac, right? I feel like, I mean, it's before, right? Right? Atlanta comes before Potomac. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Mhm.
So, I mean, they are setting it up a little well because I do know that I feel like these people are making money for a reason. They know specifically how to tie in episodes to one another or make them feel a little bit alike, not alike, but like make you feel like, oh, this feels like home. There's those tropes. It's like weird moments where you hear like the little sound of like the music, and you're like, oh, why do we need this music? But I'm going. Like for me, like I feel like it's those little like moments that producers look into. It's like, oh, well, we have all this space. How can we do it to remind us of other shows? Because Atlanta right now is like, this is what, episode 2? No, episode 2.
Mhm.
For them to be only 5 women, I'm not Cynthia is great and all, but I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. I'm on the fence with Cynthia too. I'd say I'm on the fence just because I mean,
Cynthia's
and granted,
boring.
this is only my second. This only for this season, second episode. So what she's been giving to us
Like
is
I would be
everything.
fine.
But mhm.
I would be
I think she could
fine
have been a
if
friend.
Candy and Cynthia had both been either demoted or fired after season 10. And then season 11 could have been the good transitional season where we get Drew and Latoya, Tanya.
Like the new the new era.
I think Nene should have stayed on though.
Right, yeah. Keep Nene, but just keep Nene and like get rid of like everybody, like Candy and like Cynthia. As it's hard to say like get rid of them because they've added so much to the series and they've added their own spin on like just scenes alone. They've created scenes that have been unique to others. Um, but Nene is like
I
she, like you said,
I finally am on a like. Oh wait, did I cut you off? My bad. My like internet went out for a second.
okay. No, I'm just saying with Nene, I think she's just the best when she is solely on herself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like when she has the time to shine and when she has the time to like truly like with Claudia you could see she was very not intimidated but like she just didn't want that attention to be put on her, you know, like Nene is someone who needs that light and give her like the fashion show, give her like a 30-minute like hosting show after Bravo, after like the chat room that's just like, you know, so you can put Nene somewhere on our screen because like don't get me wrong, like I'm not a fan of Nene, but I do miss her on my screen. Like I do miss seeing her and do miss seeing what she's up to. What is she doing? You know, did you see that? She posted like a video about like a it was like on her IGTV. She made like an IGTV like series where it's like her interviewing some friends.
I'm about
It
to
was
read.
very wasn't it so? Did you see it? Was it like it was
Well,
Yeah, the
like
read session.
I wanted to send it to Bravo and to say like give her a production staff, like give her a PA, give her an intern, produce this show. Like come on, like Nene needs to be on a bigger platform instead of just her phone. I mean, well, I mean, does she have 1 million followers?
I
She has
believe
to.
it's look.
She has to be in the mill. I feel like she has to be one of those top, like one of those women. Because like what? It's like Teresa, Bethany. Who else would you have up there with the highest? Um, who
Nene
else?
has
Oh,
3.7
Lisa.
million.
Ooh, you see, like that platform alone, she needs a show on herself to just like target to her like close to 4 million followers. Like, and I think that's what Bravo is. They know that they're missing out on it, but I think they're maybe they're thinking about this. Maybe there's one Bravo production person right now listening to this and saying like, we should give Mimi her show. The one that they've canceled many times. They've canceled her project with Kim Zolciak. That's why Kim went on a road trip tour with her family instead of Nene. And because that was supposed to come out like this year, I believe, but there was like a lot of like issues, I think, between them. I'm like, you know, oh, okay. But the wedding, I hope the wedding is not a long thing that
It's
is gonna
not
be.
filmed.
Oh, it's not filmed. Oh, that's so great. That is so
Because you
happy.
remember,
I'm so happy.
because she didn't follow CDC
Just,
guidelines.
how many people did she invite to this?
250.
Oh, I thought she actually modified the list. No, she didn't modify the list. She said no, everybody. Oh my god.
But she had
Well,
masks and sanitizer.
okay. 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 And yeah, I know. You could do only much with that, I would say. But she's gonna get a lot of she's gonna get a lot of like heat for doing a wedding in the pandemic and you know, all power to her. If this is what is gonna make her if this storyline is gonna make me stand her, then I'm ready. Like, give it to me. But like, I need to see more of like a more like she's. I don't know. Like, I want more of a. I don't know. I feel like she's always trying to sell me something on the screen. Like the storyline with like Peter, and that was a whole storyline within itself. And like,
Her and Candy are very alike.
you said her and Kenny are best friends.
Businesses are very alike.
And I wait, you said Candy?
Mm-hmm.
Candy is someone who is going to be interesting to see when she transitions from leaving Housewives. If you guys let me ask that question, who do you think is going to have the hardest time transitioning and leaving the Housewives from Atlanta? I mean, because obviously it should have been Nene, but
Kenya.
yes, because Kenya, she just jumped right back in. It wasn't even, what did we get, like two seasons, and then she was back.
No, it was only one season because it was just 11.
No, I'm just saying that because Kenya, outside of the show, her popularity wouldn't last. It really wouldn't.
It's sort of like she needs to have. Yeah, her popularity would not last like outside of the show. I think that's the biggest driving force of her fandom is the show and the way they depict her in the show. Because we have to think about it. Like, a lot of these women they know exactly. They have a group of people telling them, this is what Twitter people want you to do less of. This is what, these women have to have gone through this intensive moment to get like all the proper like handling on their like social, on their like public face, on the performance face, because Candy does great on her own, and she's got her YouTube that's working, and she's got like many other projects on the side. But when it comes down to like Kenya, I just feel like
Hey,
we only
Jaquanda.
Hey, friend. Hey, Chad. Hey, Casey.
How are you?
Hello.
I am surviving.
We just talking about Atlanta.
Oh, Lord.
It's been
What
a
are your
mess.
thoughts on this episode?
Let me be honest with y'all. Like, episode 1, it was cute. It was okay. I have a little tiff for episode 1. Episode 2, I was totally turned off. I stopped watching at the part where one of the new girls was with the mother-in-law and the husband. I was just like, oh, God, I'm bored. Where's Nene?
Right?
I was saying throughout these first 2 episodes, I really miss Nene.
Right.
Yeah.
She will
Like,
always come in hot, like literally. Regardless if you love her, hate her, Nene is ATL to the fullest.
and let's be honest, Nene brought in the viewers when it came to like memes and gifs.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Woo! Child, the ghetto.
Close your legs to
The
marry
TikTok,
men,
too.
sweetie.
My favorite. Bloop. That's
What you
that's
saying about it
excellent.
though? What you doing about it? But yeah, Kenya, she's a good villain, but she doesn't give you anything in terms of like memes and gifs. Candy
No.
gives you reaction faces.
Oh,
Cynthia is pretty. Yeah. Portia, she tries.
she's dumb. Sorry, not sorry. But let's be honest. I definitely want to know the storyline between like I don't like her sister Lauren, but I'm curious to like how did that go down between the mom and the dad? Like Was the dad with Portia's mom first, and then he cheated? Like, I want to know that
Yeah, they never discussed that either.
because they're too close in age for me. I'm like, what happened? Oh,
I want Mallory to get Cynthia's peach. We never got to see her F Candy up because she said, "I'm gonna beat Candy up," and Candy said, "I'm a dragon. I'm a dragon up in here."
Those are like, there's a production team right now, like knowing that they messed up. They're like, oh, we should have given the peach right on over.
That's such a good opportunity for season 14 if Cynthia just kind of phases out and then she's like, okay, well, my peach is going to be kept warm by Mallory. And Mallory's like, nope, I'm permanently taking it from you.
seriously, Cynthia is so boring. All she gives us is pretty face. That's it, and she's begging Mike to marry her. Now she's getting married. Yada yada yada. Cynthia. I'm bored. So now you're gonna use Peter
I'm
for a
fleeing.
storyline or
I'm
something.
fleeing.
Like, but I love Peter though. I love me some Uncle Ben. Peter gives it all the time. He don't care. He's always in the mess. He's always gonna have something to say. But other than that, Cynthia's boring.
And what we've all said about Nene, I see that potential in Candace. Because I've
Okay.
been saying I'm sleep ever since that episode aired. I'm sleep. I'm sleep. Good night. Good night. Candace,
From Potomac.
the
I don't
queen
know
of
who that is.
Potomac. Now, Queen doesn't outrank Grandon, but she still runs the shots over there.
Listen,
Candace is
Candace
what
was
Giselle
handing out the
wants.
Did we
W-2s
watch
though.
the same season?
Huh?
What? Did we watch the same season with?
You know what? Y'all need to stop. What is
Oh,
Monique
I know
doing?
who Candace
What
is.
is
I'm
Monique
pretending
doing?
not to know her. I don't like her.
She fought Candace. What else?
They must
What
have
else?
changed. Was it a different screener that you received?
You know what? You
No,
ain't
just
even-
kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
you has not.
Let me talk to you.
Oh my god, that was
love
funny.
that screener. You know,
I see that potential. And if she stopped fighting people on the internet, I really see that potential in Candace.
yes.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Candace is a winner.
Her first season, Sharice said, "Where did she come from? I came from Jesus." Ashley said, "She's not a housewife. She's a house daughter." Candace said, "And you're a house trollop."
Facts on facts. But you know what I would love? You know, Mama Dottie. I love me some Mama Dottie. She's like a psychiatrist or whatever. I would love to see her at work. Oh my goodness. I want to see how she does at work.
Like do a whole
Like,
married to
She is
medicine
crazy with her
kind of
daughter. How
style
are her patients?
platform.
Yeah, like do a scene where Candace goes visits
I
her
want to
mom
see
at
her
work or
on Married to
whatever.
Medicine DMV.
And it's like the
That's a good
ending of
potential
like that
to put her on
episode of
the
Beverly
DMV
Hills.
franchise.
Yeah, there's
Mama Dottie
potential.
loves the camera.
Oh, she is. She knows her angle. She knows directly where she's speaking at.
Right.
She is. She doesn't even have to be told. She's like, no. She will act
Right.
to make sure that she's in the right angle. She's in the right spot.
Right.
And give me a show like I don't know. Like there was like I think there was talk of like a Married to Medicine in
The
is it the
DMV
District
area.
of Virginia? Right? That's what I saw. Like I saw a hashtag and I was like, why? I don't know. Toss her. Let's buy her a home. Let's get a GoFundMe page so she could get a home in that area. Like, I want to see her in her own in her own little series. Like, I want to see her confessionals.
I'm all for it. However, but the way Bravo played Mariah, yeah, no. Married to Medicine should be canceled.
I'm so
Canceled. You're not gonna pay Mariah her money for the spin-offs that y'all was stealing from her. Cancel the whole show. Cancel them. Throw everything away. Ugh. Oh, I cannot wait for that season to come. I got my screenshots ready. I will always defend the queen. Them doctors are raggedy.
I can't believe I can't believe they replaced Mariah with Carrie Wells.
Oh,
What a star!
you know. Oh,
Like I know everybody hyping up
they
Carrie. Like,
went
oh
to the
my
dolls
gosh,
for the
she
fine
was so
people.
classy. I'm like,
Mm-mm. A ghetto
When
overhyped.
does
mess.
when does that season come out? Because that should be, what does that come out after?
Probably after Potomac.
Well,
Right after.
You
Doctor
know they keep all the
Heaven
black
said
people on
this
Sunday.
spring.
If
Sunday does
anything, yeah.
best for black shows, though. At least
Yeah,
reality
that's why I call it
TV.
Black People Sunday. Exactly what it is. Black People Sunday.
Because they had tried to put Married to Medicine on Friday, and the ratings started dropping.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you put a show on Friday, you don't want it to succeed. Like the
Because I
network
remember
doesn't
once
want.
upon a time it was like I think Married to Medicine was before or after Wig Show. Wig Show used to be good or whatever. Now I'm not watching them travel with all their 20,000 children. Please, goodbye.
Yeah.
But seriously, though, I don't. Monique fans, it's not even Monique. Her fans are on my last nerve. Every time
Don't get
Candace
me
open her
started.
mouth, they're like, "Oh, that's why Candace. That's why you got beat up." I'm like, "Shut up." Ashley done deserved 3 beatings by now.
And STD.
Now I know, colorism is a sensitive topic, but let Ashley be a dark skinned black woman, and she would have. They would
Child.
hate her.
Child.
They would hate her. All Wendy has to do is open her mouth. Oh, I can't stand.
Here we
Wendy
go.
gets on my
Her
nerves.
10,000 degrees.
Wendy is boring. Hi, girl.
Yeah, I
Bye.
think at the end of the day, I don't care what you guys say. I don't like Candace. Candace doesn't do it for me. Candace does too
I'm
much.
I'm
I
I'm
love
not
both. Oh.
I'm not like a I'm not same. I don't think that I like get her away from a Twitter, like, or get her just an intern that will do like the most basic, like oh thank you, like, and that's it. Like
Mm-hmm.
don't get into much engagement. Like get
Mm-hmm.
to like at
But
least
that's
fucking
kind of
do that
unrealistic.
higher.
Do you honestly think a
Oh
housewife is going to stay away from her Twitter?
oh no, that I mean that's how they're making their platform. That's the reason why they have the platform. But I feel like just step back a little, like if you're being told from not only just one or two, but your actual boss, not your actual boss, because we're not sure with Andy anymore. But I mean, if people are telling you like, just look into it, like maybe let's look into it,
Hmm.
And I think Candace
With
has her
Candace,
ups
I
and
need
she has
her
her downs.
when she goes to her therapist. I need her. I don't need her to talk about Monique's and her fight anymore. She needs to address her anger problems, and even if it's not an anger problem, it's
Mhm.
frustration. Because I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say, oh, Candace has an anger problem. She has frustration when she is
Mm-hmm.
provoked on Twitter and she responds, and she's got to learn like these
Correct.
other housewives don't respond because they be saying
Correct.
some slick stuff to her. I'm not even gonna lie. And when
They
she responds, I'll be
yo.
like,
She be saying a lot of, honestly, she says a lot of, if you really look at it, at what she said, that she said something about a jungle. No, she said something about a zoo. And she
Yes, yes, she
explained
did.
it to Monique. I
Yes.
thought that was a bit
Yeah.
like, why are you talking about colorism and racially
Mm-hmm.
charged language and when you use it yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I agree.
"Hmm,
I agree.
I agree.
And Wendy, for
I'm
that.
not gonna defend it." Zoo comment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But most of the time, the reason why Candace pops off is because she's replying to the nastiness people say to her on Twitter. So in all reality, she's just like, wait a minute, I gotta defend myself now. You ain't gotta talk about me type vibe. Like I get it, but kind of like, girl, stop it for a minute. But at the end of
Like
the
I
day,
feel
that
like
keeps people going to her page though. She's, you know what I mean? She keeps getting talked about.
Yeah.
like I saw a comment and somebody was like, "Oh, she thinks she all that because she got a BET movie." But I'm like, in the black community, when you on BET and it's not a Tyler Perry movie, you've made it. You have
Fact.
made it. Like, I'm sorry, we
Talk
have
about
more
it.
taste than your tasteless Hallmark movies that all have the same plot line. Don't nobody care about
Mhm.
Hallmark. It's not a Lifetime movie.
But
Candace is on BET.
Right, and she got a little bop, doo wop on the radio, so she's doing well for herself. So I
Let's
feel like,
talk
go ahead,
about that.
girl.
Do y'all like Monique's song Drag Queens, Ashley's song Coffee and Love, or Candace I See You the best?
I like
I'm
that.
gonna go back in time and delete your Ashley comment because Ashley has no rhythm in here. So
I'm gonna choose
Vocals, my dear,
Karen
they were trash.
Karen's new song. I'm waiting for Karen Huger's new song. That's my pick. That's mine. I know
Karen
she's
said I fly above. She flies above.
uh,
we're
uh,
gonna
I
see it
want
from
Wendy to
one
drop a
episode
diss
to
track by these
another.
4 degrees.
uh.
No, I don't even like that people got mad about that. I would say it got to a certain point when she was talking about her degrees too much. But the first time she brought it up was because Ashley said, "Oh, you sound stupid." And Wendy like, "Who are you calling stupid? I got 4
Fact,
degrees. I went to college
fact,
and you haven't even been to college. Who are you talking to?
fact,
Who are
fact.
you
She
talking
checked
to?"
us. I
Talking
loved
about
it.
Ashley.
Yeah, this was at
Ashley's been to
the when
college.
they were at yeah, doesn't she have a
Ashley's been in communication.
I there we go. It's like it was something. I know she has a degree of some sort. Um, I personally, I am a college dropout. So when it comes down to it, it's when somebody's waving that sort of success, I love it. Like I'm happy for you, and I'm all
Right, right,
like
right,
good for it. Like you did your work, you did the things,
right.
but when you're belittling somebody else and putting yourself on a this pedestal, for me, I'm just like, oh, I don't want it. You know, I don't want it. I don't because like
Mhm.
you have all that right to like say and do
Correct.
and to do it because you worked it
Mhm.
and that's your right to. But when it comes to it, you're sort of using that as a I'm better or not better in a sense, but like you're using that as an actual fact opposed to like using other things. I don't know. I just like it. It hits me in the wrong spot because I mean I am a college dropout, so I'm like, oh, I want 4 degrees. I'm like, Wendy, give me one of those. Like scan it, send it over. I don't know. We can get like the post office. I'm sure it'll come here before Christmas, if anything.
Yeah.
So
I just feel
you
like
know,
it definitely got to a point where I'm like, Wendy, okay, okay,
just
we get it. We get
tone
it.
it down, or not tone it down, but just like introduce it to us in a different way. Like, oh, one of
Mhm.
the degrees that I have is in something something. I'm not focused on like the degrees itself. Oh, like
Mhm.
study of something. Like I don't know what are the degrees she has. She is like a is it
Political science or something like that.
yeah, like instead of focusing on the degree, focus on the subject, but also we have to think about it. Back to what I said earlier, the editors are giving us a show and they're giving us what
Correct.
they want us to see,
Correct.
opposed to what
Correct.
we're right. It's like we are seeing what they want us to see, opposed to what is being
Correct.
Hmm.
seen. It could be a moment where, like, 2 seconds after she says her 4 degrees, she could say something like, "I don't care about this," or she could go back to like making herself or not making herself but just like justifying any way and method and saying like I'm not using it to make a statement but I'm using it or like we are getting that little piece of clip from
Mhm.
editors, right?
Right.
And so that's what we have to keep in mind, that we are
Mhm.
getting what the editors want to see, what they
And let me
want us
Speaking
to see.
of editing, Married to Medicine, they did Buffy and Mariah horribly for season
listen.
7.
Listen. Get ready for my tweets because I am going in. Get ready.
I like the
Get
Buffy. I
ready.
actually spoke to Buffy before. She's very nice.
I
Like
know. I
Quad could have
know.
been demoted way long ago when her and
I
Dr. G
cannot
was
stand
fighting.
Quad.
Quad the fraud.
Quad the fraud that be hanging out with the hoochie mamas and the video vixens that got the COVID. Girl, I cannot wait. But I do want to see her daughter though.
Allegedly, we got throwing that allegedly.
Right, yeah, allegedly.
Because if we know anything,
But yeah, it's so much more I wanted to see from Mariah, but they weren't showing it. I wanted to get to know Buffy, and then they just kind of did Buffy wrong.
I know. So I guess her wanting to have a baby storyline was a lie then, because look, a year later and still no baby. Girl, what's going on? You got money. You could go get a baby from Dr. Jackie, like everybody else did. I mean, I don't know.
She likes Jackie that much.
Oh yeah, that too. After Jackie put her on blast, I can't stand Jackie.
Like they don't like Jackie.
She's evil. You see the horns.
And I don't like that people were trying to defend her when she did that to Buffy. That was, as a doctor, you don't disclose information like that.
No.
Do you need 4 degrees like Wendy to remind you don't disclose if somebody is infertile or not?
Wendy, Wendy, pull out that degree really quickly. She has it ready.
But getting back to Wendy, what I find the most interesting about her, I think about it. I'm thinking about the degrees, what she does for work. She's a professor, CNN. But why would she want a minimum wage job, like to be a housewife? I'm like, what happened? This is a minimum wage job to you, sweetie.
Right. When you think about it, like at least for me, when you think about it, like if you're going on TV after being in education for such a long period, like we have to think about it. Like, why are we going into TV? Like, if anything, she should be jumping into like the politics and like let's get her on Assembly, like get her into a
like a daytime talk TV show.
Yes, like where she sits there and reads laws to you. I don't know, something like something. Good morning. Today we're gonna be, reviewing.
What a purpose.
Yeah, like just something that is just like a morning talk. Housewives, maybe, we are not sure. Maybe next season she gives us everything and we will be looking back to this conversation and just be like laughing at it,
Right.
Because Wendy, I see the potential. Wendy is not as awful as people say she is.
I love Wendy.
That's my girl. Do not come from my girl Wendy. I love her. Like my issue with Monique, and I've said this many times, I loved her when she came on. When she came on and Giselle said, "You don't have a home?" She said, "I have 4 homes." I said,
"Right, period."
And then her second season, she brought on Kendall. I was like, "Okay, revenge. Okay, revenge." But then it just got to a point where she's like, "Oh, I would never do something to try to take somebody down. I'm such a good person." If you're such a good person, why are you on Housewives?
Okay.
And then she always jumps to, "I have so much to lose. I have a husband. I have a home. I have kids." You're not the only one with a husband. You're not the only one with kids. And you're not the only one with a house. So if you have so much to lose, why are you on the Real Housewives of all places? You claim you're so successful, but you spent $250,000 just for 11 people to buy tickets to your podcast. I don't understand it.
I had to mute my TV and cackle for a minute when that part came on. I said, "Oh, poor thing."
Yeah, I said 250.
She probably would have been better off doing a Zoom call. I'm sorry.
She'd probably get more people there. And they'd be there on time. It'd start right away. She would be able to mute that lady as soon as she asked questions about Candace. Like, let's think about it. Like, I know Monique is missing. She's missing a gay on her team. She's missing one of us. Or probably there is one on their team right now. But like, when she said $250,000, I said you could buy a house.
Squad everybody was following the Boss Squad. When the Boss Squad dropped that meme on Robin was so mad.
Yo, listen, I cackled. I do like her brother, but you're right. I wonder what happened. Usually he's on Twitter tweeting away or whatever. I'm like, damn, did he block me or whatever? Because I know one time that... Right. Right. I don't
And
know.
then even with that, Monique was like, "I would never have my family relative dog out my cast." But you did.
Yeah,
What are you
right.
talking about?
Right. On payroll.
On payroll.
Well, I
Mm.
don't know if she paying them, but you sat there and said no, nobody in my family runs that page. But then it came out that yes, it is.
And that for real. Oh my god. I said, oh, that's
This is all
crazy.
about Monique coming out.
Hmm.
Is this all? This is all about Monique coming out. I mean,
Coming out of what?
oh, is this all out? Was this in the show or was this out the show? Coming out that
What was
she,
on?
her cousin, they were saying that
Oh, her brother.
her
Yeah, this
brother
is
was
a
running a
Twitter
page.
It
drama.
was in between.
Yeah.
It was in between season 2 and 3, and then
Yeah.
Robert
Uh-huh.
brought it up at the beginning of season 3.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
And
We
then most
needed
of
more of
the
her.
blogs are mad negative about Candace too. And you know, like most of the bloggers are friends with Monique. They said it. Like that all about the tea, Monique. What's her name? Monica? Her name's Monica, by the way. She was just
Oh,
like, yeah, me and Monique are friends. Like, are you kidding me right now? And then most of the blogs will like straight up dog Candace. So you wonder why Candace comes out with blazing guns on people because all the blogs all of a sudden are favoring Mo. Like that don't make any sense. I'll be feeling some type of way too. Like, are you kidding me? That's crazy.
yeah,
And
That's
there
like,
comes. You
and what I didn't like is how all about the tea they were like, "Oh yeah, Candace was jumping up and down on the chair," but then the last scene of the episode is her hugging Karen. So you mean to tell me you gonna jump in my face and I'ma hug you 15 minutes later?
yeah, Monica be on something.
And
She be
it's
on
pretty obvious
something.
that production doesn't like Candace. So if she was jumping up and down on a chair, then
I'm
they
gonna
would
have
have
to go,
shown
guys.
that. All right, see
Are
ya.
you heading out? Okay.
Bye, Chad.
Bye.
Bye. I
But
did
yeah,
not know
I
any of
just
this.
like I do not hate Monique. I just need her to take.
I
I
love
need either
Monique,
her to
but
take
it's just a much.
accountability or her fans. It's really her fans. Have you ever liked the Housewife and then their fans made you hate them?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Lisa Vanderpump.
Denise
Yeah.
Richards.
Oh no,
You said it on easy. Lisa
I
Vanderpump.
I was ready for that. I was like, that was a question that was
Teddy
like,
said,
I
I'm getting
tweeted that
death
question, and I was
threats.
like, hey, you have to
I
ask the
said
question.
her fans are sending death threats. Teddy said, y'all need to stop sending me death threats about my kids. I said, not them sending death threats.
Uh-uh.
I
That's
don't
how
know.
you know somebody is unlikable. But no, I'm like, Teddy, if it's too much, just get off the show.
Right.
Are you
You're an
broke?
adult. You're a
Are you
grown
broke?
adult. Yeah. Do you need this paycheck? Because if you need the paycheck, stay. Please stay. By all means, stay. Like I will set up that GoFundMe account if you need me to. But
Well, you know she got to re-sew her child's finger back on. She done chopped this.
I wonder what she's doing right now. She's probably like in a closet crying about like the calories that she ate or something, you know. She's like, I drank one so many calories. I don't know. I just Teddy is just when I like I said when she announced that when she announced she was gone, I said, okay, it's looking forward for life. Like we are
Right, thank
going.
God.
Yeah, I was like 2020, we're turning around. Yeah, we sure are. Like there is somebody up there saying, hey, let's not
And then
miss this
Eva said
player.
she was gone. I was like, oh my God. We eating good.
And what a year.
We eating
What
good.
But the thing is, I love Eva. She had so much potential, considering the fact that I followed her from that modeling show with Tyra. And the only thing that would have saved Eva will be her ex boyfriend Lance, that black guy from that Tyler Perry Meet the Browns or no Meet the Pains or something. Yeah, if
Yeah.
Lance would have joined with his wife, Eva would have had a great opportunity to be a great housewife. But Lance said, "Hell no, I don't want my business out there." But even with Barn as hell, anyways, she was just another pretty face like Cynthia. So,
Yeah. Mm, yeah,
Now,
she brought
Shamari, they cut Shamari way too soon.
I
Shamari and
was so
Drew,
upset.
they would
another
have been
person
such a good duo.
that was robbed of a great, like, she was robbed of like a great potential, like a good run,
Yeah,
I would say.
yes,
She she had opportunity to take, and it could possibly have only been a one season thing, but I was given the impression that she was ready to go. Like, let her, like, I don't know, like there was floaties on her. I was like, why are we hiding her from us? Like, we need to see a little bit more of
right.
her.
And she was
And
having so much fun. You could tell she enjoyed it, even though she was drunk. But she was having fun.
Mhm.
yes, and that's what we're missing. I feel like
Right.
I we're at least we're like, and with Atlanta, you have great formula for Atlanta itself, but um,
Mhm.
it's great to see when they're all having fun,
Right.
when there is no issues. But like, yeah, we sit there and we're like, oh, we don't want when they're all having fun. But I think there needs to be at least one scene in each episode, even if it's like 45 seconds, where they're all having a good time, or they're all like in a state of like, okay, we're mutuals, we're great, like, like, instead of
Mhm.
like, I like when they bash on each other, but like there needs to come to that point where like save it for those good moments, opposed to like just tossing it whenever you want to, you know?
Correct.
Mhm.
Like, it's
Correct.
like, oh, I'm on my way to the bathroom. Let me start talking like all the mess that I can. Like,
Right.
no, like, wait for those moments.
Mm-mm.
Mhm. Yeah. Who else would have to be a wife that was, at least for
Demetria.
okay, yeah,
Hmm.
I think she could have.
Claudia, I would
I
say
don't
too.
know. She could have replaced Cynthia as the new
Like, just the face.
peacemaker.
I also think Alana should get younger. We need like a
Yes.
young girl.
Oh, yeah. I need somebody like around 24, like straight out of college. Like,
Right.
let let
Right.
us let us
I
be
mean,
there at
Latoya
the like
said she had all them sugar daddies.
I'm not even mad at her.
She said my parents did not buy me my first car. I was like, what oh?
Right. Hey, girl, go ahead. Do your thing. Do your thing, please.
Mhm. If you don't
Mm-mm.
have to pay for it, find a way.
Right. Right. The
Mhm.
hustle is real.
There
But
is
I'll
one
tell you
topic
one
we've
thing.
been shying away from.
What
Oh.
happened?
Monique pulling out that binder.
Oh, Lord.
When
Oh
I
my
tell you,
gosh.
what did you hate it?
I mean, I enjoyed it. I love
Oh,
a good
I'm
prop
mad.
during a reunion. I love a good prop.
Love a good prop, yeah.
However, it comes with a price. If Monique returns next season, them girls are gonna come for her throat. So she better be ready.
Oh yeah.
Mm,
The price. And someone is over
I
there
I,
would.
talking about the trainer Aaron or whatever. He's cute.
Oh, the one
Mm-hmm.
that she's like hooking, the one that she had the little thing with.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Listen, I as a, I would say as a like as a avid fan, when she pulled out the binder, it was sort of like every avid fan's dream. You jumped up and down. You're like, oh, we have like a bunny, or we have a megaphone, or we have a scepter. Like those
Right.
small little moments. Like
Right.
it brought what it needed to do. But
Right.
I want to see this book on Amazon's Prime sellers. I need it to be on a platform where I could buy it. I
Right.
will. If I have to email, find out, try to talk to Monique to get a way to send me those, I want to see it. I would love to
Right.
see it. Each one of
yeah,
Right.
those pages.
I liked it, but at the same time, I was like, we
Did you
already
think that?
knew that. I guess they just kind of I guess they kind of wanted to introduce the information we already knew onto the show, but Giselle's first
Mm-hmm.
episode, she said Jamal was a cheater, pumpkin eater, but
They
Mm-hmm.
needed to validate her. They needed to validate their reasoning, Bravo's reasoning, to getting rid of Giselle, if that makes sense. They're
I
like,
don't think
oh,
Giselle isn't going anywhere because she's the word on the street, aka Cherise is the one feeding stuff into her ear. Considering the fact Cherise is the one that cannot come be a housewife due to the fact that in her clause in her whole divorce, if she stays off of reality TV, her husband is giving her more money because her husband was a cheater. So she's the word on the street by Cherise. So Giselle ain't going nowhere. She's a pretty face.
can I? Oh my God, you just blew my mind. I'm gonna say that because that makes so much sense to why we do not see Charisse at all in any
Correct.
scene. And when
Correct.
we do see, it's only like 1.5 second of her.
The episode where they folded her out of the sun.
Oh my God!
They said on Twitter, they said they edited Sharice out the episode. I said, what? And she was sitting right in between Candace and Karen.
I'm gonna take a full chug. I'm gonna take a full chug of my wine because of this moment. Oh my God!
Yes. Yes.
But like seriously, I just
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like it. I'm thinking way more. You open my eyes, and I'm literally just thinking back of seasons, and I'm like, okay, this
2 plus 2 is 4.
I was like, so that's what X was equals to. I'm like, there was. I'm gonna have to talk to my 5th grade teacher and say, when you taught me about pre-algebra, I didn't know at that time, but I look at it now and I'm like, whew, you are solving a lot of puzzles there. So Giselle makes sense that her contract, I don't know. I was hearing a couple of her podcasts, and I don't know, they give them a script, obviously, of what form and what tense they can be speaking in when they're talking. I don't know if you've noticed this, but on the Bravo podcast, it's very official. So she was talking about Robin and Robin going through her like engagement, and there was a little line, and it could be a throwaway line, but maybe I jumped into it a little bit too much. But she said it was very weird that she chose this season. And this season, she was referring to Robin, this season to go with the engagement proceedings. And when she said that, she continued in talking, and I just said, no, we're going to replay that 45 minutes. And wondering why she said it in that setup, like maybe Robin and her got an agreement that, guarantees them to this certain thing. And this season is honestly like maybe that like will give them an extension to a contract or such. But I don't know, maybe I just like focus way into it,
No, but it makes more sense because at the end of the day, in order to be full time, you need a storyline. Robin, she didn't have no damn story. Oh my God, he stole the money. Juan's a cheater. He don't want to marry me. He's making me look stupid. So in order for her to keep current, she needs to build up her storyline. And Juan being engaged to her is that storyline.
Oh, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, she's
I'm
gonna
so
look
tired of
stupid
hearing
not
about
going
Michael
nowhere.
Darby.
Oh, I'm done with Michael Darby.
I'm done with Michael and Ashley. As soon as she starts defending him, and then Monique starts defending him, I'm just like, just shut up.
Give me. Honestly. Oh, they just went to sleep. No, they did not just go to sleep. I do not just go to sleep with I do not just slip. I don't. If I'm in a hotel with a person,
he was playing around with the cameraman. Just shut up.
On camera, everyone for the world to see. Everyone saw it. And you're still going to defend this man. But honestly, let's be honest about Ashley. Her first season or whatever, she did say that they had threesomes and so on and so forth, and they was inviting people to the bedroom. Hence, that's why Carrie and Mark left from Dallas. That's some tea. That's some word on the street. That's some real tea. But any event,
allegedly.
No.
No, I have to say allegedly for legal reasons.
Oh yeah, right. Allegedly. Allegedly. But I do love me some Mock though. That's my homie. But yeah. So, but to continuously just defend him, just say, yeah, I knew about it, and so on and so forth. I will respect you more. But to just keep on. This is your same storyline every season. Like, come on, give it a break.
Yeah. I would say Ashley is she's a good housewife for the scenes that she has to deliver. When they ask her to do a scene, she will deliver her scenes. Like when it's asked for her, she will do it.
She
Give
should be a
her
friend of the
a
show.
friend. Yeah, I was getting. Yeah, I was. Give her a friend of the show, an official friend, where she's like invited to everything, and like, but just
Yeah,
don't bring Michael.
Apollo. That's what she
Don't bring
needs to be.
Michael. Yeah, like just be a friend and get the cherry blossom on the side, but like don't bring Michael because the audience hates Michael, and even the cast is saying they hate Michael. I think
It's
Michael even hates
uncomfortable.
Michael. Yeah. It gets to a point where I'm just like, I don't want to see this man. I really do not. I'm like, and that's the kind of man that I'm not a little into, but like, I just like the older men. So maybe just the older men and the fact that he's just so garbage. I'm like, there's just not an older man that would be that kind of like that trashy, you know, personality. And then she said, like, you know, the next day after the finale party, they went to the Bahamas, and I'm like, how do you just sit there and say like like after what you saw on the screen, we were like, let's go. Like what? There's something not right here, and I think it's very obvious. Like there is a mutual agreement between them, and it's to the point where like we understand, and like we got 5 years of it, and the fandom is just asking for you to just be a friend. You know, don't bring him around anymore. Like try to find something else current, or try to find another way to get yourself, you know, involved in
But that's the
group.
point. There's nothing else. She should be a
Yeah,
friend of the
that's the
show.
problem. Yeah, but I think with like Ashley, because she has got like this young profile, and obviously her demographic of people are like is that young that first millennial mother that's going into, so like she has a strong like people that are backing her up into it,
Well,
but
let's get Candace to have a
her
baby.
I know. I cannot wait. Oh, I cannot wait.
Literally, I'm begging Candace to send me the lyrics to I See You so I could do a cover for my YouTube channel. I'm like, put me in the music video, girl.
I had to drink. You said Candace. Yeah, I would. Yeah, maybe motherhood could change her.
It
I
did
really hope.
Kenya. Well, it did temporarily.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah, temporarily, because you know, I don't want to say it, but an accessory, if that's horrible to say, but like let's think about like Kenya. She brought on what's his name?
Mark.
Is it Mark? Mark Daly? Was it Mark Daly? Yeah, Mark.
Mark made her miserable. He made her happy, and then he made her miserable. I don't like
And it was so
I
uncomfortable.
like when he got her together in
That's
season
another
12,
relationship.
but now it's a whole different level. Like when he was like Ken, I was like, yes. Yeah. Where were you in season 8 when she pulled Kim Field's chair? We needed you
Oh
then.
my God, that was so disrespectful.
Horrible.
I was like, how you gonna do that to Auntie Tootie like that?
No, like Queen Latifah said, Kim was holding back. Kim was holding back.
Yeah. That was a
And if you
moment where I
didn't listen to the Carlos King interview, Jack Pop Inc. podcast, he interviewed Carlos King, producer of the show at the time. And he said he was talking to Kim after that scene, and he was like, you should do a scene where you talk to somebody. And he said verbatim, Kim said, I want to speak to Andy Cohen. I was like, oh, Ken, you're about to get fired. Ken, you're about to get fired. Carlos said, you can't call Andy Cohen. He doesn't exist on the show besides the reunion. She said, I want to speak to Andy Cohen.
Yeah, that's like, but honestly, like with I don't know. I think that obviously that was a production choice. Like that was honestly that was a production choice that proceeded because they saw that there could have been either an exploitation of a situation that could have gone awry, opposed to like, you know, actually trying to see if they would fit together. I feel like, but I could also be just talking straight from my butt. But she deserves. Kim feels deserves a friend role, but like a very like limited friend, like she just comes in to just say hi, but like very limited. Give her
I
like
want Atlanta to be what OC used to be when all the old faces would just pop up just for the sake of popping up. And it's not even desperate or anything. They just literally pop up, be like, hey, friend. Okay, bye, friend.
Mhm. Say a little two
I need
sentences
those
and go.
faces. Yeah, I need those
It
faces
wouldn't
back
work for
on my
OC
list.
now because they're not even friends now. They just, unless it's
They're
the
literally
Hate
They're
Tamara Club.
co-workers.
Yes.
Literally, Emily should have a scene where she invites Lydia, Peggy Tanis,
Oh no.
uh, all of them to one scene, and it's just the Hate Tamara Club.
Oh, that would
I
keep
can't
it
stand
fun.
that fishy girl.
Tamara,
Yeah, she's so desperate. Like I
Oh
can't
yeah.
stand her. I hate her
Agree.
racist son Ryan. Like I just can't. I can't.
Yeah. I don't
I
want
can't.
to. Yeah. Same. I the fact that we got a scene that was glorifying his platform is disgusting alone. And
Correct.
that was a choice that Bravo should have stepped in and said, no, we are not giving this grown man the opportunity alone because it was disgusting. And it's just like,
And try to
stop.
get
Stop trying
sympathy
to,
from the fans. You gotta be kidding me. I'm
yeah, it's like
done.
stop trying to
Him
make
and
me
his
feel
welfare
bad for
wife
him.
could go.
Yep, I'm not gonna. Yeah, it's like it's disgusting. That was a moment in time where you're just like, Bravo, fix it like right away. But obviously, you're not going to. And I mean, their
Mhm.
fixing it was just removing Tamara, but there could have been a way of not removing Tamara, but just like limiting her to like only Eddie. Like we don't need that. We don't need his platform
Mm-mm.
raised. We don't need to see any victimizing of
Mhm.
it's white privilege to like it's disgusting extent. So yeah,
Totally.
I was
And I don't know
I
why
was
Shannon came back. Shannon don't deserve that neither. Vicky was
uh,
right about all of them. Vicky was right about
mhm,
Cameron. Vicky was right about Shannon. Vicky was definitely right about Brownwin. Like I can't.
oh, I
oh yeah.
love her scene in I think the first episode where she got demoted. Vicky said, "I don't care about brown wind." I said, "Girl, you done said her name wrong."
I said, oh my God, Vicky finally learning how to read. It was about time she picked up a book. It was about time. Only 45, 50 years between that time. But
I see why everybody wants Tamara back, but I really want Vicky back.
Me
OG
too.
of the
I want
OC.
Queen Vicky. Vicky will cuss you out right in front of your
yeah,
face and walk off and still be cussing you out.
When
mhm,
she was
yeah,
yelling backstage, she said, and Braun was like, rah, rah, rah.
yeah.
Hindsight.
Ah,
Hindsight.
Yeah, Vicky was right about everybody. Mm-mm.
Vicky, Heather, Gina. I feel like
Mhm.
if you cast around those three, it's
Oh,
something
that's a
there.
thunderstorm.
that is a
Heather wouldn't come back
thunderstorm.
without
Yeah,
Tamara though. So
yeah,
Mm-mm.
that
I could see it. My ideal cast, I mean, and this question poses to everybody too. Your ideal cast for if Bravo had to do a full, like they send out pink slips to everybody. They said, all those wives, I'm sorry, we're doing a full reboot and we're jumping in from the category that we had before. No one that has made a second return can come back. Who would you cast?
that's shade to Lydia. Lydia's the
She
only person that's come back twice.
it's another person that platform should not be given or should not be
Mhm.
elevated in any form, shape, and
Mhm.
method. So, um,
I
who would
tried to
you?
stand her, but I lost my card.
No, I mean I liked Lydia to start with. Like the first season, I think she was so bubbly and she was so cute, and she gave me the ideal hippie housewife from Orange County, and I love that because I love the like character that she was giving us, and she was a little bit more like self-aware that she is coming in with this character and that is who she is playing on the show, and I like that
Mhm.
about her. And when they brought her back the second time, what she did was she took I don't want to say the Tamra route, but she took that route where it's like it's less in tune with the show, and it's like what the producer is talking to them about, and that conversation is only what that's driving them. That's the reason with Lydia, because I mean I love her and she's gorgeous, and her husband is stunning. That's a man that I
Yes.
would
Yes.
I would die.
Yes.
He
It's
sat in front of
fit.
me one time. He sat in front of me one time and I said, I know where your seat is, and it's definitely not there. And I was honestly very like, he was gorgeous. The back of his head is great and stunning, but that is person that, like, I don't know, you just don't want to have, especially after like her recent post and like how she is, I mean, everybody in Orange County, we're going to be very honest, is going to be very problematic. Right.
There's not one person I can like say, oh, they're not a bad person. Lynn. Okay, there we go. I have no problems with Lynn. That's my girl.
Okay. Wait, but
Lynn
didn't
Curran.
Okay, Lynn. Yeah. And Joe. No, I'm just kidding. Joe, because after the show, we haven't even heard from. I mean, I haven't ever heard from her since. Didn't she come back for like a special? I feel like she came back for 100.
She and Laurie reacted to an old episode from the show.
Was it for like charity or something?
I don't know. You know how Watch What Happens Live was just having certain housewives.
During the
Zoom.
Quarantine. That's embarrassing. Yeah,
it's on the Bravo.
Anybody on the
right
payroll?
Now.
Yeah, they said Bravo, like somebody on Bravo, like on accounting, or they just said, what's the talent on, who's getting paid from us? Quickly, send them out this application. Like, do you have availability to a camera? Okay. And they just tossed random people. Because for a while, it was like people from the extra show, right? It was like I know like Garcelle and Dorit did one together, and that was really fun. I would love to see like a YouTube show just centered on them, just picking fashions for a day. That would be, honestly, I think that would be great.
It would be fun, and add some Malo to it.
I have to ask you, why do you stan Emily?
Oh, I just love her because she's like the first housewife in OC who's actually a thickums and who doesn't care. She's like she's like a regular, smegular, degular girl around the way.
I had to eventually look past her political beliefs, and I'm starting to warm up to her just a little bit.
Oh yeah, she's a big support too. Yeah, I would say, I mean, for me, the likingness of her is just because she doesn't seem like she's trying really hard. Although I know she's trying really hard. I don't think it's coming off when it comes down to the show as like her trying hard to be a part of this group. It's like they're just asking her questions and she's literally just asking them. Although there are moments where she's like being fed certain lines, but you look past them. Because she's just like
it's
nice
the constant Tamra shade that just throws me off. I'm like, she's not even on the season.
Love it. I'm here for it.
Oh, and I'm over Kelly. Like, she gotta go.
Oh, God.
She's just so messy and like just evil. Like, girl, goodbye.
I was still looking for redeeming qualities until the Black Lives Matter episode, and I was just like, I see why your husband divorced you. You're horrible.
Gross. She's gross, and she's a gross pig. She really is. I am Mexican, and she's also Mexican, and when she's on the screen, she's a person that for me gives me like that cringiness, like stop it.
I want to be white girl.
Yes, and it that perception is hard because it's like my parents are immigrants to this country, so I have a completely different uprising, and so seeing her play the complete opposite, talking about her and Elizabeth saying that they don't know what white privilege is, but you're living your life with this biggest privilege itself is like your skin tone, and like you do not understand how like you sound so stupid when you say I don't understand what white privilege is, but Elizabeth goes on and she says, I'm a Mexican, and she says this, but it's like you're not taking into account the fact that like you do have what would be desirable traits in the community, in that community, and that's horrible that you can't even sit there and say like you can't even just like come on. Like I understand that like my community is so backwards with like a lot of thinking and stuff, but there are come to moments where you just like you're on a national platform and this is the way you're gonna continue, and it's just it boils my it really I'm drinking, I'm sorry.
It's all good. You're grown.
We all have opinions. I'm
really,
still I'm holding on to my last straws with Elizabeth. I still like her. I need her to not defend Kelly. Do not defend Kelly, and I like you. Defend her, and we're done. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I laughed at that confessional when she said, I didn't know I had white privilege because I was poor. I just burst out laughing. I felt bad. I was like, Nicholas, don't laugh at that. It's not funny.
See, I didn't even watch this week's episode yet. I cannot wait to watch.
You're not missing out. You're really not missing out. But yes,
it
when you watch it, you're
uncomfortable
like,
as a black person to watch them argue about black issues, and there's not one black person on the cast. Maybe this would have been the time to introduce Noella, and Noella could have got at Kelly, be like, girl, shut up.
Yeah, that's what Orange County has been missing. That the fact that we have gone 15 seasons, and the biggest representation that we could get on that show is what was it?
Peggy.
Like Peggy? Yeah, Peggy. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure Peggy is like the biggest, if anything, the biggest representation that they've given to the show. And that is so wrong because I feel like Orange County, yes, it has like its lux of people, but we need production group to just like open our eyes, like open them, which is the conversation that needs to be taken place. And I hope that Andy at this reunion really puts these women. I mean, I guess Andy can't put them.
He won't, because he still gets checked behind it. He won't.
Oh no, of course he's not going to at all. I feel like he's gonna say words, but he's like, that's what the person's saying, not what I'm saying.
As soon as he brought up the colorism on Potomac, I was like, why is he the one to bring it up? Why are we addressing it this way? This is not the way.
Yes,
because he wants to look for Cameron on damn well. He don't give two, you know what.
He could care. It is a moment where like he is sort of like the creator of everything, but you look at it and you sort of overlook certain things from him, but at the end of the day he is a horrible person.
He don't give two, you know what.
Shit.
No, and in reality, birds who flock together. You know who his BFF is, right?
Who is it right now at the moment? Is it
Andy?
Stephanie?
Well, besides her, she's another one, and Miss SJP.
Oh yeah,
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Horrible.
Yes, and you know what Homegirl said about her about Sex in the City when Samantha what was her name, the girl who plays Samantha, when she said give my role to a woman of color. Listen,
Kim Cattrall.
She said that on TV, no edit. And that's his best friend. So you know what they say, birds who flock together. You know they. And you see, part 3 hasn't come out yet.
So do you believe Nene saying that Andy is racist?
Yes, I believe it. Yes.
Once Mariah came out with the Married to Medicine stuff, I think that was the final nail in the coffin.
And that's why I said, I definitely fully support Nene and Mariah. It makes sense.
And I've been making excuses. I'm like, well, I don't know. But Don't Be Tardy gets the same ratings as Married to Medicine LA, and they canceled Married to Medicine LA, which was a cast of predominantly black women talking about black issues, and they canceled that for a show about a woman who has gotten on national television and said that racism did not all exist until social media, and you continue to give that person a platform, and all these other housewives who are putting out there bad things that should not be said, that are derogatory towards groups of color, and you keep promoting that and paying that, because as long as they get the check, Like, I don't care if Brandy wants to redeem herself. She is still getting paid, so she can cry and make us pretend like she actually feels bad that she mocked the Asian woman. She should have not been brought back after doing that.
No, she should have been asked to stay her ass home. Sorry for the saying the but
Yeah.
No, it's fine. Y'all say whatever.
at this point, no. Yeah, it, it's hard because it's hard to like generalize this, especially also with when it comes down to it. We do have to say allegedly too, because comes down to it, he is our creator, and he will at some point in way find a way to like use this against, you know. The problem is that like no one is brave enough to like come out to it, you know, to put him into his place. I mean, I feel like a lot of people have exposed a little bit of things. Like I've seen like things in public.
Where is Kathy Griffin when we need her?
Kind of exposed the whole Housewife of Atlanta, the whole production thing. This producer, what his name is, he has a YouTube. It's something. Was it Choke No Joke or something like that? He was a producer, whatever, out of Atlanta. And like during when Nene was going to like court or whatever with Lisa Bloom, you know, Lisa Bloom don't play. She does not play in the courtroom. And he was just like, yeah, during that time, we all went to court. We said what we said. And we ended up getting a check because they was getting underpaid.
Wait.
So, yeah, oh my God, I have to show you. I have to like show you his YouTube. He was out here speaking. Yes, he was. He was like, yeah, I'm riding with Nene. We was underpaid and saying crazy stuff. Yeah, I don't want. I need you to go like look for him. Let me go see if I can find him. He was.
Now,
this is something.
Danielle Staub has had her falls and her moments, especially that video where she was saying the N word. But she's had some points when she needs to team up with Kathy Griffin, and they need to team up with Nene and Mariah. That's an unbeatable team right there.
Yep.
That's why I said once Nene said that Lisa Bloom was her lawyer, well, is her lawyer, I said, oh yeah, it's over. They're gonna pay. They're paying her. They're paying her. If Lisa Bloom could get Harvey Weinstein some good representation, and he's like in a little play jail or whatever they call it or whatever, you know Nene was getting some money. Lisa Bloom does not play. I said, yeah.
I'm just really upset that Married to Medicine LA didn't even get a reunion.
Didn't even get the proper. It didn't get the proper like platform that many Married to Medicine platform shows have not gotten. And let's be honest, it is. I mean, let's think about it. What we were just talking about, Andy, maybe. I mean, maybe Andy is not involved with it, but why not pair those up with your Housewives if he doesn't think that that's a competition? If he sees that as a competition, I completely understand that. Right. But make it a good competition where you make it a friendly competition, and instead no, go ahead.
I was saying when I watched the first episode of LA, I was like, this easily could have been Housewives of LA.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Right.
And that's the part. The thing is that like it's hard because there is like so many pictures or like so many narratives you can say in Los Angeles, and I I would say luckily. When my parents immigrated, we moved to South Central, and I've been living here for most of my life, and I lived out of the area. But when I see Beverly Hills, and when I see, Vanderpump Rules, and when I see that like Los Angeles depiction, it's like nothing that I see, because it's like not. It's just if you're in Los Angeles,
LA is not that white.
Oh no, it's far from it.
Just like New York, it ain't all that white neither. Like it's the biggest freaking melting pot in the world. You mean to tell me you're gonna cast all middle-aged white women? Get out of here, yo! Get out of here.
it's beyond like baffling that they have not given New York the proper, and when I mean proper, I mean proper amount of
They should
women that
have every race in New York. Every Asian,
yes,
gay, straight, black, short, tall, disabled, whatever. They should have everybody. Indian. Everyone should be
yes.
in New York. Like I said,
I'm gonna
who his
get
BFF
backlash for
is.
saying this, but I feel like New York should have given us the first lesbian housewife. Because I don't even know if Bronwyn's being authentic at this point.
I can't
It's
stand her.
hard. It's hard because it's like, what is she? She's playing into what she's playing into her, her demographic. Again, it sounds weird to think about, like, but these women are business women to start it. And when they see a niche and they see a category of people that praise them and like them, what's the easiest way to make money off of them? What's the
Mhm.
easiest way to like ask $20 from them or like $40 from them? Oh, you came out? Oh, I'm gonna give you $60. Like those things that like are a little bit more horrible, not horrible, but like I look into a lot more.
Because
Hmm.
how fast did Kim Zolciak get rid of DJ Tracy?
Get out. I don't even know. Like I said, she's a void. She's a void in my life. Whenever you say Kim Zolciak, have you seen that like Black Mirror episode where like if you block a person, like you don't hear them or see of them? It's like that moment. I don't like Kim for that. That's someone that has a platform that should have never been given the platform.
And
Hmm.
I'm tired
But
of all the
speaking of
bring Kim
Tracy,
back. Oh, what were you saying, Jaquanda?
Mhm.
what I find interesting. Speaking of Tracy, but her chef Tracy. So I go on Tracy's Instagram or whatever, and she has the kid, and he looks blackish. So my thing is, did she adopt that kid or was she pregnant? So I thought she was. Is she a lesbian? So she got a black boyfriend? Like, what's going on? Riddle me this.
Riddle me this. Hmm.
She's
And
a
Sweetie
mama now.
just disappeared as soon as Kim left Atlanta. Like, where is Sweetie?
Kim paid her off to not speak.
That's a good. Wow. Well, yeah, that would make sense. Like I said, we do not expect anything higher of these certain celebrities,
Because
and
as
that's
soon as they
hard.
said, "Oh, Kim Zolciak is returning for season 10," I'm like, "All right, let's see how Sweetie's doing." Not one mention of Sweetie because I don't watch Don't Be Tardy. I never will. I don't know if Sweetie's on there.
No.
One time they tricked me into watching it. They really did, and it's horrible when you get tricked into watching it. When your DVR is recording something before, and I am a lazy person, so I continue watching whatever plays. And I have been tricked into into watching some Watch What Happens lives with Andy, and I hate it when I do. But with Kim Zolciak, they like to, or with the Tardy with the Party, they like to pair those with shows that are being recorded, and they just play. And I'm like, who in their right mind is watching this and thinking, yeah, let's go ahead and give them 50 more minutes,
Mm-hmm.
It's sorry. It's another moment that I get.
Mm-hmm. It's true though.
It is true. It's like you just wish they weren't given that opportunity, but in some way and method, they found a way to get that platform, and I give them the kudos to that.
The money that's being put into Don't Be Tardy, Summer House, and all these other shows that they don't watch could easily be put
Me
into
too.
Married to Medicine, expanding Married to Medicine, because Married to Medicine could easily outdo Housewives.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
give
All it
me
needs is
three.
the viewership and a fan base, and they got it.
I feel like
Mm-hmm.
they have the fan base and they have the viewership, but the only thing that is like down to it is that competition that they're worried that they're gonna take away the fandom from Real Housewives.
But if that's the case, then just let it happen. It
Yeah,
Right.
maybe it needs to
yeah, let it
happen.
happen. Yeah, when one Supreme dies, or what is it? When one rises, the other one eats a cheeseburger, something, something around that line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So something about like it. I mean, it's time where we were just talking about Orange County earlier. It is time to understand when you have beat that horse to its final product. Like there's no more. Like we can't. Like it is time to accept our defeat and put an RIP on Orange County and do the investment in Married to Medicine and and give us 3 different shows, and like give me that, give us that,
Southern
like the
Charm New Orleans. I can't believe they ended
Oh
that.
my God, I know.
horrible. It's
I
another
didn't even
show.
watch it, but I was like, once people,
It's so good.
I'm like, once
I
somebody
I watched the
convinces me,
first
I'm
season
gonna
and I
watch
loved.
it.
I loved. I think
And
they
then I
had
hear
that
it gets canceled.
formula.
But no, they said that they canceled NOLA. The same company that was doing NOLA picked up Salt Lake City just for that
Right.
company to get fired and replaced by the company that does New York.
Mm-mm.
So they put
Yeah,
their eggs in the wrong basket.
Mm-mm. That's horrible.
it's horrible when you have like, especially when production teams are like fighting against other ones to make it possible for one to not succeed and not thrive, and that's horrible. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like they should think about it. Like, let's be honest, Bravo needs to be running this. And who am I? I am a 20 something year old living at home thinking they should know how to run their company, but at the end of the day they shouldn't. But they should be running it more or less like thinking of how they can see return product from viewers. Like, they should be wanting us to like want the things from these women, and instead like we choose not to. I don't know if have you all ever purchased anything from the Housewives
Not one
cinematic
thing.
universe?
No,
No.
Now I watch Candace's song on YouTube. I watch it every day. That's it.
I hear that.
Give her the YouTube royalties that she deserves, and that is possibly as yeah. No, I'm same. I would not say that there's a product from the Housewives cinematic universe that I'm like, it's my go-to. No, I mean,
Right.
Skinny Girl, but that was when I was like 20, like 22, and when I look back to it, I'm like, you were troubled. You had issues, and I know why you're drinking Skinny Girl. So like, so there are certain moments where you're just like, they should be thinking of like, how can I sell to a I would say loyal fandom. Like these, like people are very loyal to people.
Now I want to read Sheree's book.
I
Sheree had a
can't
Once
wait.
book.
COVID is over, I'm
She
going
had a
to my
book?
public library and I'm gonna buy her book. Not buy it. I'm
No,
gonna
you said
rent.
library.
No, because I checked my
What?
library's website and it said it had her book there. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna check her book out. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm gonna just check it out.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
wait.
honest. I want to read Giselle's book because I want to know what the whole
Ask her.
pastor did.
Yeah, is it a fiction or nonfiction? I don't
She
know the
says it's
difference.
nonfiction.
So it's like based off of things, but not real, right? Or is
Correct.
it? Okay.
Correct.
You see, I
Because I
went to
find it
public
interesting because they
school.
got a divorce and all of a sudden she's writing a book. She's like, oh, but it has nothing to do with my marriage. I'm like, mm-hmm.
What a
Mm,
lie.
Right.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
If anything, Giselle is not. She's not a truth teller. That's something.
I
Um,
think, but back to Married to Medicine, I think
yeah.
Mariah should have sold it to VH1.
Mm.
No, I don't. I would not. I don't have anything against VH1, but VH1 products, or I mean, shows are. When you think about it, they're VH1 shows. Like, there's something fabricated about it. Just seems fabrication, just screams
Mm-hmm.
fabric,
They're
screams like
very
they were.
controlled.
Yes, it's a controlled environment, and I like to. And if Bravo is doing a great job with like not showing that controlledness to it, I'm living for it.
The
But
only reason I think so is because Hollywood Exes.
Oh my God, I
That's the
love
show.
that show.
That's the show everybody
oh,
knows Will Smith's ex from Sheree. That's where
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows her from. That show, they kept it classy, no drama. And if there was drama, it made sense.
Yes.
Not just, oh, I heard this
Yes.
about you. I heard that about you. No, it's like, oh, hey, you said that about me and that wasn't cool. And they're like, okay, well, let's sit down and talk about it. They argue about it for an episode, but then they sit down and say, look, I'm sorry.
and they get
Mm-hmm.
over it completely
But
instead of
that
holding it
Jessica,
back.
she had to go. Jessica had to
Oh,
go.
Jessica.
I want
Mm-mm-mm.
Shamika to be a housewife.
Wouldn't that be cute?
I feel like she'd be like a slightly more interesting Tanya.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And I
love
Shamika
love
it.
said
Kenya. I just want to hug her.
her nose would
Yo,
have been
oh,
broken. The other one, I mean, one's already collapsed, but the other one's probably gonna be gone too. And I said I wanted Drea to be a OC housewife or Beverly Hills, but I don't want them to bring up the R. Kelly stuff.
Well, you know that's her niche.
yeah. I mean, Drea from.
Drea Kelly, she's R. Kelly's ex-wife.
And she's in Orange County. This is the thing.
She lives in Hollywood.
Oh, then yeah, she can definitely be from Orange County.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, yeah.
And
That's
she did give good TV though. Drea did give good TV.
Amazing. She said, "You bring it to me crazy, I'm gonna give it to you crazy for $14.99 plus shipping and handling."
oh,
And remember she was on that show with Escape with Kenny and all them. Trying to teach them the little two-step dance. They didn't get it. I'm like, especially Kenny with her drama ass. I'm like, this girl.
I want anybody else in Escape to take Candy's peach. Like, I want to see more of the sisters.
Oh, the Scott sisters. I love them.
Yes.
I love them.
I was Team Candy on the Escape spinoff, but now I'm like, I don't know.
oh. Well, she has been a person that has been. I don't know. She's great for what she's bringing, but it comes to. I mean, when we have to like reevaluate. Yes, I was trying to put it in the fanciest and the most funniest kind of way, but when you have to think about it, like there needs to be a point where like we are allowed to reevaluate each housewife, and like production needs to take into account like this is public knowledge that you need to either like move it on, or like I don't know, like there just needs to come to a point where like okay, maybe instead we will put you on like commercials and we'll just have you on our commercial set, or I don't know, something like move
I think they were trying that when they gave her Candy Coated Nights, but the viewers weren't coming in good. Even though Watch What Happens viewers are horrible, so I don't know why.
Say that. I was gonna say, why don't you just fake the viewers, just like they did with like they've done with Andy, or just trick the viewers into watching the episode middle into the episode? Like me, have them record. Like when I watched like the new, if you record anything on a DVR, it will record the Watch What Happens live. 15. Yes, it automatically records it. And I'm like, that's how you get the viewership, because you're stealing the person who's watching the other show.
But Watch What Happens Live has lost it at this point. It's lost its star quality. So I'm ready for a new type of late night talk show to take over.
I wanted them when they pitched that idea of having the different Bravo celebrities hosting Watch What Happens Live. I thought that would have been a great idea. But obviously it's gonna go rogue and it's gonna go wild, and it was gonna be a little bit too hard to handle.
Hosting one night.
Oh my god.
Lawsuits.
Honestly, I would just be praying and crying. Both of those ways. Yeah.
I don't hate Brandy, but she'd get Watch What Happens canceled.
Yeah, she would. She is a person that I feel like is.
What happened?
I disconnected really quickly. My AirPods. Rest in peace, AirPods. Rest in peace. Let's go on to the next day. Go on to the next.
Housewives of Miami reboot.
I'm okay with that.
I am ready for this.
I mean, I know we've talked about it before, but what's our cast?
Ooh, yeah. I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah. We need a whole slither of girls.
Oh yeah.
I want Adriana's friend group.
Adriana's friend.
I don't remember.
She's the one who punched Joanna.
Oh, okay. Oh.
languages. She'll go in from English and then go into like Brazilian and finish off with some French.
She said, "You
In
said
one
I
sentence.
speak Spanglish. You know what? Hoana, Hoana."
Oh, and yes, she brought us some like the problem with Miami is whoa hi how are you? I'm so sorry. That's my dog defending her.
Aww, the doggy.
Okay, the problem with Miami, it's one of those situations that has to be talked about. It's like it is another moment where like because of its cast and crew, like I don't think they were given like a proper execution for it. You know,
Mhm.
like I think Alexia even said that they were still waiting for the call for contracts. So the fact that they were never even given a proper like, hey, we're gonna put you on the shelf, or like, hey, you're gonna get like, like we're gonna, like they were never given a we'll be back, or like maybe like they were just never they were like sort of excommunicated. Sounds really horrible.
They should have got Evolution. They do Beverly Hills and OC.
Mhm. That would have been a great production group to have to film in Miami. And Miami has been very hard to like get something going.
Hmm.
But that's because I think that they ignore the real viewership for that group of area.
But a lot of people say on Housewives Twitter that they didn't like that the Miami cast pretty much got whitewashed.
Mm.
The last season or the first couple of, or like everything.
The last one, the final season.
The last part of the season, yeah, they were sort of like you could tell that they were given roles and reactions and like certain like rules that they were forced to act upon, which made it really inauthentic.
And I really wanted that franchise to put emphasis on the different Hispanic, Latin,
Agree.
Mexican, all of like just give us
Agree.
more what we don't
Agree.
see. Like we've gotten Atlanta and Potomac for black culture.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
God knows every other franchise for white.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Coming back to it, like I am still waiting to see. I would say a proper Mexican housewives that can,
Mhm.
in a sense, can incorporate what my mother, brings into it. Uh,
Mhm.
Mhm.
into the mix, because like that is something that is not represented
Agree.
properly and well. And there are other shows, and Rica Famosas Latina, they tried to bring into it, but they were obviously given a script that they needed to follow, and you could see the inauthenticity for them.
Mhm.
But I mean, I like whenever anybody gets representation that is not of white culture, I think is fantastic and great.
Right. Right.
I think that we've come to a time that like we have oppressed out everybody else's culture, and it's like it is time for everybody to just like stop it. Like we need to like open to every
Variety is
yeah.
key.
Yeah, I need to see that and if you saw Texicana, did you see and did anybody see Texicana?
I wasn't really feeling it.
It's okay. It was hard because I felt like their editing was horribly
Yes, that's what it was. The edit,
it was a horrible edit, and
like a voiceover.
yeah,
And somebody said before the problem was the cast did not want to be a Real Housewives, and that's exactly what turned it down.
yeah, and that was the problem because I think they went into it as a Housewives project. I think that there was discussed that it was a Housewives of San Antonio originally, and that was I mean it was announced with Dallas when we got like upfront.
Mhm.
We got two Housewives released. Potomac was not released into it. It was Dallas and a San Antonio. It was called Ladies of San Antonio's project. And obviously, anybody hears Ladies of San Antonio's will automatically transform it right over to a Housewife series, like right away.
Which is what they should have done with London.
Huh?
I enjoyed it. I don't remember much of it, but I remember me enjoying it.
Oh yeah, I loved it. I think that they brought an international flair
to like
Mhm.
to my programming, which was fun, which was great. I mean, granted, like yes, they were a couple of white women, and they were just I don't know, they just had something different that was just different from like Erica and the rest of the women that I've been given. And so I think that
Mhm.
Texicana was given the worst like editing. Um, and I think it was Hello Production, and I think they were in the middle of producing Dallas at the same time. So obviously they made judgments to go and give more time with one show opposed to the other, because I think like Texicanas could have given a Housewives demographic to Latin American descendant folks,
Mm.
that would have been great because they had storylines, they had like essentially everything around it, but they were calling them Texicanas, and I'm just like, why are we calling these ladies Texicanas? Like these are housewives. Like for me watching it, I was like, these are housewives. Like we need to just rebrand the shows, or just give me like housewives in a different country that's like but still on Bravo pay, on Bravo
Like
pay.
Bravo needs to allow them to air because
Yeah.
Johannesburg,
Ooh.
Diamond in the
Oh my
Rough,
God.
in the
Mm.
I
rough.
love that one. Someone sent me the link, and all of a sudden I went back to it. I couldn't go back to it no more. I loved it.
I could send you. Have you seen both seasons or?
Still on season one,
Yes, me too.
Okay, I
but
have a
like
link.
it's just so good.
Honestly, I
What
think
was your favorite? I think I liked almost everybody except Crystal.
I really did like everyone, but I wasn't too fond of the white girl.
Yeah, Crystal.
Oh yeah, I wasn't too fond of her.
yeah.
It's like she had something to prove.
She felt like another Carrie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there is another housewife that like she when she says she is Mexican, and she gives me a painted picture of it, but like I don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
There is when you think about it, it's harsh to say, but a whitewashed version of a Mexican woman, and
Agree.
that is what Bravo purchased. That is what not purchased, but that is what Bravo asked for when it comes down to when it comes down to casting, they gave a little typed information of must be what proficient in English, a little bit in Spanish, but must have those features of European. Like I know that was sent
Mhm.
to a casting director, and
It's
Carrie,
obvious.
yeah, oh yeah, and Carrie was given that because when you think about it, like Carrie did, and I'm a person like you'll go back and I was like, oh my god, thank you for the representation, but I wanted to get some tea from her. Like I sent that message, so I would say, what can you give me? Because I'm like you and like I tried to bait, she didn't give me anything, and I'm like, okay, that's how I know you don't. I'm like, that's how I know. That's how I know we're not like
Yes, girl. Give us nothing.
yes, yes. Go ahead, Erica Jane. Part two, but yeah, definitely like it the international people understand the formula
Yes.
of life, and they know how to execute it perfectly well. And in
Yeah.
America, we're doing what Americans do best, and
White people on
yeah,
every platform.
right, C plus, and maybe like C plus average, like that's
Mhm.
Like in my opinion, the best housewife shows, aside from Sydney, all focus on the culture.
Mhm.
yeah.
Like I want a predominantly Indian cast, a
Me
predominantly.
too.
I
Oh,
know they would be a mess.
have you taught or do you have Netflix?
I heard about that
Yeah.
new show in
Oh,
Dubai. I've got to
What new
watch it.
show?
it was so okay. So it's a delicious. No, not Dubai. It's in India, and so it's an Indian show. It's called The Fabulous Lives of Bollywood Wives,
Oh
and
my God, I'm gonna watch that.
oh, you're gonna love. It has essentially they took the Bravo like they've seen a couple of episodes and they like reenacted, not reenacted essentially, but like it's so inauthentic, not inauthentic, but very authentic. It feels like I
Mhm.
know these women. Like, and I don't even know a single thing. I have never even seen Bollywood movies in my life.
Oh,
But
they're so good. They're long, but they're good.
after 20 seconds of just me hanging out with them in on Netflix, I was like, oh no, these are my best friends. I was like, bye, Housewives. They really do have something that is challenging against the Housewives, and I think
Mhm.
they were given. I don't. I can probably make this up, but I think they were given the chance to change their name because it was Housewives related. You know, it had Housewives in it of and they had to change the name. Um, so I know that's something that like when it comes down to it, like Housewives, they have obviously like the trademark on it, like Bravo or whatever. But it's a really good TV show. I would watch it. I would say watch it. It's you just feel like these are your group of friends.
I really wanted a network to pick
I'm
up the
definitely
real
gonna watch
side
that.
chicks of Charlotte.
Yes.
There was potential there.
The which one's the real?
The
Side
ghetto.
chicks of Charlotte.
Oh my god, where is that?
It like broke the internet, and everybody was like, "Well, what network is picking it up?" Because they were showing fights on the internet. We're like,
Oh,
"Wait a minute, there was not a network that had confirmed to pick it up." And then
oh,
they ended up just putting the episodes on YouTube.
oh. That's no, overall, so that's the real side chicks of, and I thought that was like I don't know why, but it's not like VHS. VH1 was attached to that project.
I really thought they probably were going to, but it's the real problem because they had the Real Housewives
Oh,
font. Well,
oh,
font.
that font will get you a lawsuit right away. I don't know how the Real Housewives of Twitter has done it so long without getting noticed at all. I mean, I like I said, I go every night and I send in to Bravo, hey, you guys should review this. No, I'm
Uh,
just I don't do that. I don't do that. I'm not that person. But I
the
am.
role play shows, they are what they are.
They are what they are. They show.
Did you Wanda? Did she leave?
Oh, she stepped out. I'm hoping she's coming back in.
I hope so too.
She's fantastic.
But yeah, that's who I was waiting for the longest time. I was like, we cannot start without Jaquanda.
Oh my god! I'm like, we really did miss. She really did miss out most of the part. Um, but yeah, I have this idea of reviewing Ladies of Twitter, the newest season that's gonna come out. Um, but like just very brief and very like not like too much into it, and still talk about housewives. Because I've talked to, I don't know if you've talked to Joshua.
No, I forgot to ask.
Okay. So yeah, I've talked to Joshua, I've talked to Tyler, and they're both down for the project. I think Joshua's more down for the project, like 100%, like he wants to be there. But Tyler, he says he's got school, and he's like, I can do minimal. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, go ahead, give us nothing. Bro.
I got school too. I ain't that.
So yeah. So like I know, like we all, have other things to do. Like, but I'm just saying, like, what can you give us, Tyler? Like, because I was like thinking, like, if it is more, I mean, if we are going to be filming episode reviews for launch, it'd be great to know them ahead of time, you know. Yeah. But I'm gonna talk to I'm gonna talk to Joshua a little bit more, maybe see if we can like set something up.
I really wanted Bubbles to hop on.
Who's Bubble?
Um, Low Hannity. I think that's their at Low Hannity 20. They're like iconic.
Oh, I think I do follow them. Yeah.
They are iconic.
Oh yeah. I don't follow them, but I know I have it.
But yeah, he said he has a lot going on, so
Okay.
he doesn't have the time. I was like, oh. He was like, it's a nice idea. I just don't think I'd have the time to do it. I was like,
No, it's okay. They're gonna be
like Wanda both. They'd be like powerhouse.
you think? Nate would be great to have in the situation. I would love to have Nate. My ideal cast would be Nate, Joshua, us two, and then like Tyler coming in from there, and then when like people are
Mhm. I want some of the vile people on to make some guest appearances.
the what?
Vile people, the ones that say stuff that makes you go, "Why did you say that? That's
Like the
awful."
misogynistic ones, like the
Somebody said Carrie should get deported. I was like, "Whoa, you don't say that."
who said that? Oh, those people.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. And it's a zero at the end.
Oh my god, now
Their account used to be real HWT.
ah! Oh, I think I know.
So they had posted like something saying Carrie donated to her husband donated to John McCain in 2008, and they were like, "This is disgusting. Carrie should get deported." I'm like, she is not the only Republican housewife.
No, half of the ladies that everybody stands are Trump. I mean, are supporters, and that's horrible. Like it's gross, and it's like Carrie is. I mean, everybody on town is honestly. Like, I don't understand how people can sit there and say like, "Oh, like, uh, Stephanie is such a great wife," and I'm like, "No, she's not a great wife. Like, she legit hates. Like, you know."
Definitely plays a role.
Mhm. It's I don't know. It's
She's
just,
like, I'm so nice. I'm so nice.
And I'm like, no, I'm done with that. I know you're not nice. I can just see it in your eyes.
It's very disgusting, but my friend Brandy, she feels so bad for what she did.
And that's gonna be every scene we see Stephanie. It's gonna be her defending a racist, and that's gonna be horrible to think about. Like that Stephanie is gonna be giving the platform, like giving that opportunity of an apology tour for Brandy. It's wild. I don't know. I think it's just gonna show her character, and it's just gonna be sad for her. It's gonna be sad for her to see like, oh,
Yeah.
fandom to go down. I mean, heck, you never know. Supporters have been getting so much fame and support, and it could possibly be even a good thing if that makes any sense in the horrible, twisted way that it
Yeah.
is.
But I guess that's all the time we have for now. I'm
But
about to
who
head
would
off. I don't know if Jaquanda's coming back, so I guess I'm gonna call it quits for the night.
no worries. I think that's a perfect time.
If you all, it says nobody's watching, but still, if somebody rewatches, if you enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below, share the video, and do whatever, and I'll see you guys next time.